and show you what was going on with this. Kristen, you can bring me that. There is now a tornado warning, and I'll get you the latest specifics on that. That is for Grant and Wynn Parish, parts of Grant and Wynn. All right, let's get to the text on this one. Make sure I'm live. I believe I am. Okay, we are. Always got to make sure of it. Okay, so tornado warning now with this storm for north central Grant and and southeastern Wynn Parish. Until 2:45, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located 14 miles north of Colfax or 14 miles south of Winfield, moving northeast at 35. Tornado and golf ball-sized hail are possible. This is mainly going to be over rural areas of north central Grant and southeastern Wynn Parish, so that's good. We don't even have any towns that we're talking about in this one. Looks like it's going to slide kind of between Winfield and Georgetown here. Pacton, that area, that's where this one's going to come up across. Pacton toward Jordan Hill and Curry. Eventually, that's going to cross over Highway 84. All right, let's go ahead. Yep, I see you too, Miss Linda. All right, so tornado warning. Let's take a look at what we have. Brett is actually down in Alexandria. I think he's going west to take those storms as they come in from the southwest. So he's not on this one, so we won't have a chaser on it. But let's take a look at velocity data. And yeah, we're seeing some rotation in this one. I noticed that kind of perking up in the last couple of scans. Did not know if they were going to go with a warning or not. That's not a tornado. At least that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing here is a consistent area of inflow that's pulling in leaves and dust and junk and birds and bugs and all that kind of stuff. You can see here on the reflectivity, when I pull that up, that's all out here in that clear air. So that's things getting pulled into the inflow of this storm. Not seeing a confirmed tornado on this right now. Oh, Timmer's on it? Okay, well, I'll pull up his YouTube in the background just so I can see for my own purposes. See what's going on here. All right. Okay, where is he? He's currently in Pollock, so yeah, he's going north toward that. All right, okay. Well, I am going to have him up in the background. It's going to join the parade of tabs that I have open, and let me make sure my stuff's all set to go here. It was kind of a quick transition going from not live to live, but there we go. That's why we do it. All right. Okay. That one's good. Close. We should be set on that audio now. So the severe thunderstorm warning will be allowed to expire. Unfortunately, in its place, we have a tornado warning. And more unfortunately, we have more storms that are really starting to beef up here west and southwest of I-49 in Natchitoches Parish. More out in Vernon, out in Jasper and Newton County, Texas. These are going to be coming across. And then Sabine County, Texas as well. We have that storm out there. So lots of storms ahead of the main line. All of these supercells have the potential to produce tornadoes, and they are producing lots of lightning. Over 1,600 strikes in the last 15 minutes with these storms. So dangerous lightning. The main show for us right now is going to be this tornado warned storm in extreme northern Grant Parish and southern Wynn Parish. Let's take you in and show you where this thing is going to be tracking. Right across Pacton. So if you're along 167 there in Pacton, Bucker Road, that area, FS Road 613. Down here to the south, Amberg Road. That's kind of the southern bound of this, where this is going to be. But right around Pacton, that's where we have this potential tornado. We have this tornado warning that is happening here, and I think we're going to have tornado warnings off and on now through the afternoon. So we're going to be sticking around here with you, letting you know what's going on. Timmer, just go to YouTube and Google. Go to YouTube and search Reed Timmer, and his live stream is there. Right now, it looks like he is in Georgetown, so he's getting north. Georgetown over here. Yep, he's going to be probably coming up and intercepting this somewhere up around, sorry about that, somewhere up around this area. That's what his goal is going to be. All right, let me see if they have that new watch out yet. No, they don't. So tornado warning continues until 2:45. This is for Wynn and Grant Parish here in central Louisiana. And that's what it looks like on radar. That storm has been, it's been strengthening here over the last little while. Really been trying to go. Let's go back an hour, watch the evolution of this one from down here near I-49, where it was trying to kind of go tornadic there. And it looks like it has tapped into that wind shear enough to where at least the potential is going to be there for a tornado to develop. And then every single speck you see here bears watching. I'm not saying this thing's going to produce a tornado right now, but these are all going to be the seeds for future big storms as they continue on toward the northeast. And we'll see some of these that are going to take over and become the dominant supercells of the day. Already seeing some line segments, some individual supercells, lots of modes of storm here. And these out here in Sabine and Natchitoches Parish, I am watching closely. Let me actually, I'm going to make sure I've got the camera pointed in the right direction on the Natchitoches camera. I have the one in Gina pointed northwest. That's probably going to be a bit too far away for me to see anything, but I am just kind of observing right now and seeing what I see here. I see the wall of rain way out there, but that's from actually a different storm. That's that little minor league storm that's right there over the site. Let me go and look at Natchitoches. Again, I'm talking about stuff I'm looking at here as I kind of try to get things set. But that storm has moved east of Natchitoches. These other ones that are just south of town, those look like they're about to go severe as well. So I'm going to put this camera facing south. Yeah, visibility's not great. Not seeing anything. Let's go ahead and take a look at the velocity on these. See if we do have anything happening in here. Storm relative showing that there is the beginning stages of rotation with these storms. I'm going to look up higher into them. Take a look even higher. Okay, not seeing anything that's saying that these are about to go right now, but we are watching. This is the, again, the formative stages of these storms when they start to get that look to them. That means that we're probably going to see something severe. The one warning we do have in place right now is with this cell that is over rural parts of northern Grant and southern Wynn Parish, and that's where we have a little stronger rotation. And even there, you know, this is not what like we're seeing down around Houston right now, where there is stronger wind shear and the lift in the atmosphere is creating more robust thunderstorm development. So we're actually seeing, I would say, much stronger indications of tornadoes. Here, this stuff is pretty weak, and we're also looking at, what are we at? 3,200 feet up above ground level. So not seeing anything that's saying that this is on the ground right now. I'm taking a look at Reed's stream and not seeing anything there either. So some good news there. This storm's definitely cycling on and off between very impressive and just kind of, it's like it's cycling up and down, and that's what these do. And then eventually they're going to catch hold, and then a day like this, they're going to become severe and possibly produce tornadoes, possibly some strong tornadoes, and that's going to be the big worry right here. Let's see. Not seeing anything on his stream, so that's good news. You have a wedding to go to in Natchitoches. Yeah, that's a rough proposition right now because we're going to be under a particularly dangerous tornado watch here shortly. I'm seeing more indicators of hail in some of these storms, so that's our lowest threat. We have the threat for tornadoes. We have the threat for damaging wind. Now, after probably 5-ish from Leesville to Natchitoches, things are going to calm down. So only, 3 hours away. After 5:30 or 6, it'll calm down here in Alexandria. After about 7, it's going to all move into Mississippi as this thing kind of pushes on toward the east and just continues to pivot through. But that right there, seeing these cells go that, I mean, those are really, really cranking. Let me take a look at one thing here. I'm going to see what these are showing on hail. Okay, it's showing less than a ½ inch. All right, they're just kind of starting, though. Seeing what the BTI is on this one. That's a 6.9 on that cell. And then this one, a 6.9 as well. Could be severe hail with this one. That's our tornado warned storm. And I wanted to kind of take a look and see what the algorithms were saying on this stuff. So there's rotation now into Wynn Parish. I would say the Grant Parish section of this tornado warning will probably be dropped fairly soon. Yeah, that PDS tornado watch is coming out very soon. They're continuing that tornado warning, so let me see what the updated text on that one was, if I can get that. Severe thunderstorm warning. No, we're not looking for that. We're looking for the other one. All right, so tornado warning until 2:45. This was updated 1 minute ago. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 10 miles southeast of Winfield. That's moving northeast at 40. Tornado and ping pong ball sized hail are possible. So again, these are going to have some sizable hail with them as well. This one coming into Sabine Parish now has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. So if you're along Toledo Bend, in fact, let's go ahead and let me move the camera there, make sure it's in the right position. And so I'm going to look in west. I'm just going to pull that a little further. Obviously, you should not be on the lake today. You know that, though. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and show you that camera. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go take a look at this. I have my cat in here paying me a visit. All right, and my wife. She brings me tea because she knows that I need it. Okay, that is the look west across Toledo Bend. You can see the temperature and dew point, because of the impacts of the water, actually a little bit lower. So what that means is maybe there's going to be a temporarily more stable air mass as this crosses the lake. I don't know if that's going to be big enough to impact the storm, but still seeing some white caps out there and that storm off in the distance. Let's look at the Gina camera. This is that smaller storm that's overhead. We can't see through. You can see that real heavy rain, actually a bit of a rain foot there. So possibly some damaging wind is going to be there with this storm. Let me do one thing here and take these out of here. For some reason, that is acting a fool. So, okay, get that. And so, yeah, that's the two cameras that are kind of in the action zone right now. Back to looking at radar here. We have a new tornado warning for this cell here in Jasper and Newton County, Texas. That is going to be eyeballing Leesville here fairly shortly in western Vernon Parish, southern, near the Toledo Bend Dam, and all across western Vernon into southwestern. Actually, pretty much all of Sabine. You have this storm here and then this storm down here. And then behind this, we actually have another big hail producer near Lufkin. I'm going to see if they have any hail on that one. Let me see. Okay, just looks like a hailstorm out that way. Just kind of looking to see what all these storms are giving us today, though, as it looks like things are really starting to take off here. And we're just going to keep it live until it's done. Let me see. I'm just taking a look. All my chaser friends will send me stuff and everything. Not seeing anything on the ground, so very good news there. Seeing some interesting skies, but that is about it. In fact, let me pull this up. Looking at Reed. Don't see that he has anything right now. Nope, not seeing anything on his stream there, so that's good. Timing the worst of it in Alexandria, probably 3:30 to 5:30 is what we're kind of looking like. Again, you can get a little storm like this to blow up and absolutely go nuts, and that could be here within 45 minutes or something. So I would say that's when things are going to really go downhill, is probably 3:30 to 5:30. And then just as quick as it kind of starts, it's going to be moving on out of here. But I'm going to look, since this one's really close into radar. Just had a tornado pass very close to a radar down in Houston. It's amazing the detail you can see on that stuff. Yeah, that tornado warning's not looking terribly impressive. New severe thunderstorm warning on this little farm of cells right here, and we'll see if they decide to join forces and get together and create a one big supercell here, but lots of lightning with those. Clearly 3 separate updrafts with that storm. New storms forming out here. That's the one we actually saw from the Gina Tower. We weren't even looking at the tornado warned storm. And then this one with just a pile of lightning that's going to be moving into western Sabine Parish. And then we have a warning for that, a severe thunderstorm warning. That tornado warning coming in through Jasper and Newton County, that does not include Vernon Parish just yet. I think it will eventually, because I don't see anything that's going to weaken these storms. All right, let's look at the velocity on this one. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something glaring here. I wanted to get out of here, lightning. There we go. Okay, that does not look crazy, but a tornado warning has been issued with that one until 3 p.m. So let's go big picture here, take a look at things. We have a tornado warning that's now over southeastern Wynn Parish, a severe thunderstorm warning for Grant and Natchitoches, severe thunderstorm warning for western Sabine Parish, and this tornado warning that's just west of our area here into Jasper and Newton County, Texas. So everything kind of starting off here, and this storm east of Leesville, right over Fort Johnson, that one's looking pretty interesting. Seeing some mid-level rotation with that. It's not going to take much for that thing to get some sort of a warning on it. And big-time rotation on this one up here west of Sabine Parish, but it's not that really tight low-level rotation. That's an intense mesocyclone in the mid-levels, though. You can see down toward the ground level. When we get lower, we're not seeing nearly as bad of rotation there. Not seeing a ton of rotation with the storm up into Wynn Parish right now. Hopefully that will be allowed to go away. That thing's in effect until 2:45. So it's another 26 minutes. I think perhaps we could get that one to go away a little sooner than that. And I'm just going to look at my other data sources here. Tornado watch. Okay, that's a new tornado watch. That's the PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado watch. And I'll get you the details on that one in just a second. Multiple warnings going on right now. Watching that new storm developing right near the radar out at Fort Johnson, and that one looks like it's going to perhaps be our next kind of big thing to watch here. So if you're in that area, I wouldn't be surprised to see a warning on that here in the next 10 minutes or so. It's just now forming, though, so not quite there yet, but it's getting close. Okay, let me get that tornado watch up. That way I can kind of take you through what we're seeing with that. Whoops, I forgot how to type. Okay, this is a PDS, particularly dangerous situation tornado watch. This includes our entire area. This goes into southeast Texas and into western Mississippi, includes parts of southeastern Arkansas as well. The primary threats include numerous tornadoes, of course. A few intense tornadoes are likely. Intense, we're talking EF3 or above. Widespread damaging wind with scattered significant gusts to 80 miles per hour or more. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 2 or greater than 2 inches in diameter are possible. Numerous severe supercell thunderstorms are expected to intensify through the afternoon over East Texas and West Louisiana, spreading rapidly northeastward across the watch area through the early evening. Parameters are becoming increasingly favorable for tornadoes, including strong tornadoes and widespread damaging winds through the watch period. And then the chances on this. So looking at the probabilities for this watch, there is a greater than 95% chance that we are going to see multiple tornadoes out of this. That's for the whole watch. That doesn't mean for your house or anything or your parish. We also have an 80% chance of at least one EF2 or greater tornado. That's a very high probability. 90% chance of 10 or more severe wind events, and 80% chance to see wind gusts over 75 miles per hour out of at least one storm. 40% chance of 10 or more hail events that are going to be severe, a 30% chance of hail greater than 2 inches, at least one report. Again, this is not for everyone. And yeah, that's a particularly dangerous situation tornado watch that is now in effect for us. I am just taking a look at some cameras here, seeing what I see. I'm going to put this one into a different position, put the Leesville one. I have to use my hands to kind of figure out the direction here. All right, we're going to go this way. Unfortunately, you haven't mounted on a tower, So it's going to, we're going to have a little bit of blockage in there. So I've got this pointed in the right direction, but we'll see where this one goes as it continues on toward the northeast. Toledo Bend has got to be looking interesting now. If it is, I will bring that up. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look out at the lake here. I'm just trying to see if I want to adjust this at all. I'm just playing just a little bit here. All right, let me go. We'll just take that bridge view, and we're going to go and take a look at this right now. This is for the severe thunderstorm warning with this monstrous cell that is moving in toward Toledo Bend right now. Definitely not a time to be on the lake. All right, going over to that. That's the Gina camera. That's the storm that just brought some rain there. There we go. Here's your Toledo Bend camera. Obviously, the lake is absolutely rocking. You can see that wind blowing across the bridge. So severe thunderstorm warning on this one. You can see that. You can actually see the cloud elements as they continue to surge across the lake, and this thing is going to produce some crazy wind gusts out there. Temperature just dropped down to 61. So big time cold gust front coming through with that. And the good news with that is that means that they probably are not going to see a high tornado threat with this one. When it cools off like that, that's great news. Let me just take a look at the weather station on that one, see if we have a peak wind gust yet. Or see if we have an impressive peak wind gust, I should say. But you can see those clouds just kind of rolling in. All right, so, whoa! Did you see that? That was pretty wicked right there. Big lightning, looks like it hit the water. A couple of lightning strikes. Here comes another one. There we go. All right, so, wow. Wind speed has just peaked at, well, it shows 51, but it actually is, oh my goodness. Yeah, that is impressive stuff. Now maximum wind out of this one at 68. So you can see the lake is absolutely boiling right now. Big time whitecaps, crazy lightning. I'm going to keep this up so I can see what we have going with the, if we have any new warnings coming out. But that storm right there is producing some unbelievable lightning, crazy strong winds. And there's another flash right there. I'm just looking to see if we see any sort of water spout, tornado, anything like that as this storm continues to move across the lake. Looking at the radar, the worst of this thing's not there yet. So we've seen a gust to 68 miles per hour already. Actually, let me see. At least 68. Might have been 72. But you get the idea. It is going absolutely bonkers out there across Toledo Bend right now. And hopefully we keep this camera going. Sometimes in bad weather, this one can get a little shaky on me. But Toledo Bend seeing some strong gusty winds. We have very intense wind on that storm. And then we have the tornado warning that continues up in Wind Parish. That storm is not looking very intense to me right now. That's why I'm kind of focused on this. This one appears to be the most dangerous game in town right now. Don't pay attention to these. These have not updated in a few seconds here. That might have been a power flash there actually behind us. Still seeing the camera though, so that's some good news. Still watching that storm developing right over the radar site there just east of Leesville. And that is... If, I'm gonna step away from this because we're about to just get overtaken by this thing, but I can see there are a lot of people watching that camera right now. If you'd like to watch it, you can go to the app. You can go to the sunlawweather.com site, and you can click on any of these cameras that are active. Everything's active except for DeRitter and the Rapides Hospital camera, but this right now is absolutely just... just blinding rain, crazy winds, and lots of lightning. Just incredibly impressive lightning out there. If this is not a video on why you don't want to be out on a lake in a thunderstorm, I don't know what is. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look over at... I'm going to go back to radar. Oh,
keep it up.
yeah.
There's not many yet.
Yeah. All right. So severe thunderstorm warning continues. We'll do a radar recap here. We have the severe thunderstorm warning. This was the storm we're watching out here in Sabine Parish with all that rain falling, heavy rain, tons of lightning. Let's see the lightning on that thing. Yeah, there's a lot there. And there's a lot with this cell here with the severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, not a ton with that one over Wind Parish now. This one that's popping over the radar site is the one that I'm kind of watching. I mean, I know it's the one without the warning, but I think, and I don't think it should have one quite yet, but this is one that's going to probably get moving pretty quickly. So let's take that lightning off. There's just two. Actually, I didn't see the counter on it, so go out to this. We were at 1,600 earlier. Yeah, we're pushing over 2,000 now when we take in all these storms. So lightning off. This storm looks weird because it's right over the radar. Let's take a look from Lake Charles. Again, it doesn't look like a ton. Put the lightning on. You can see there's a lot of lightning here trailing in that updraft. And storm relative velocity shows there is some mid-level rotation. This one has a tornado warning on it. I don't know if they've warned that back end one or this one here, to be honest with you. I think there's probably a warning for both of those. And then up here with our tornado warning that's happening, we do not have anything going on right now. We don't have any strong rotation that I'm seeing right now. Oh, happy birthday. Today is my birthday. It's a heck of a day for a birthday. Got to keep the tea flowing or I will lose my voice. All right, so to recap here, tornado warning, Wind Parish, that is in effect until 2:45. Would not be surprising if that went away. Let me see if they plan on canceling it. Dime-sized hail in Lufkin. Yeah, I don't think they'll be expanding that. Yeah, it looks like it's becoming more disorganized. So this storm, still a tornado warning, but perhaps that's our least stout thunderstorm out there right now. I mean, that was looking, you know, from the Lake Charles radar, so I can go in and take a look at this one. Yeah, not seeing much. So I'm going to be watching very closely on this storm near the radar because if something were to spin up quickly, we'd see it. That was the benefit of the other night when we had those tornadic thunderstorms just east of radar. We knew they were tornadoes because they were so close. You just couldn't mistake it. You could really see that that was a tornado. Actually, this one's right over the radar site. I'd like to get it away from that so we can see a little better. But let me put this in motion over the last half hour, and we'll see if that's making that turn to the right yet. No, this one's generally just moving toward the northeast. So we'll be watching this for around Boyce, up toward Dry Prong and Pollock. Colfax also, be watching that one for you. We have a tornado warning out here with this cell, and I'm just going to pull up the, yeah, it's, I'm looking at Toledo Bend. It's just pretty much whited out right now. See if we had any higher gusts with the wind. Looks like, yeah, it looks like 68 was our maximum gust. But that is definitely in severe territory. In fact, I'm going to, looks like we have canceled the tornado warning for Wind Parish. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so let me let them know what I had there. I will be back in 1 second. Okay, just tell them about that wind gust with that storm into western Sabine Parish there. Tornado warning continues out in Jasper and Newton County, Texas. We have these cells. Remember, we had three. Well, that one has kind of split to the left. These two look like they're joining up, and then this one is going to be racing into northwestern Rapides Parish here fairly soon. Yeah, there are 228 people watching that Manny camera, that Toledo Bend one, because it is absolutely going crazy out there. All right, let me go ahead and look at, I'm just taking the tour personally here on these cameras, see if there's anything worth talking about since we are kind of between tornado warnings for at least a few minutes. Just some rain going on at the Natchitoches camera right now, so that is not worth looking at. Let me see what Gene has got to offer. Just some pretty nasty looking skies. We'll see what this cell over Grant Parish does as that continues to move toward that area. But right now, the biggest game in town is going to be this thing that looks like less of a tornado threat and more of a big time wind threat coming in toward 171 from Noble down to Florine. That storm is bowing out. As it came across the lake, it came over some cooler air that was over the lake. It's actually down to 61 at that camera site now. So that means we don't have that rich inflow coming into this temporarily. So it's kind of gusting out. We could see that return here as it gets further east and away from those cooler waters of the lake. As that happens, possibly see this one start to wrap up, and we'll be watching that one closely. Let me move my Natchitoches camera real quick, point it south, just in case. And we're not seeing anything with that one, but wow, that cell over Sabine Parish, that severe thunderstorm warning, very justified. I could see them expanding this one a little further south. So if you are, our camera is right here. I mean, for giggles, I'll show you what it looks like there if we still have it. Hey, we still do. Just sheets of rain coming in there. Again, don't pay attention. For some reason, the tokens are not updating right now, so it's not 65. It's 61 still. That is updating on the website. Actually, down to 59. Winds are now at 26. Again, it looks like that peak gust of 68. Whoops. Yeah. Peak of 72 now. All right, so peak gust of 72. Everything's coming right over that camera site right now, and I'm just kind of watching here on the back end because I mean, we don't need to watch that too much. I hope nobody's trying to travel across that bridge right now because that wind, you can see it just blowing crossways, sideways across that bridge. Big time waves, big time problems out there in that area with these strong winds as that severe storm moves right overhead. Let's go back, check out Gina, just dark skies. Let's check out Natchitoches. Some rain over the airport, looking south toward that other severe storm. But you can see here, 67 with a dew point of 67. So it is much warmer, much more juicy air mass in place. Here in Alexandria, 69 over 68. I actually think that's a little low. I think that might have, that sensor might be having a little bit of an issue as well. So let's go ahead and look at radar. Actually, I want to see something on this, on the cameras. Yeah, that was, I'm going to have to readjust my tokens because it is, and the tokens are the things showing you the temperature there. 76 is what the temperature is right now. Let's see. Yep, gauge measured a 72 peak. Somebody's saying that in the chat. Yes. So a 72 mile per hour gust now on that site up there on Toledo Bend. That is right here on Highway 6, right about... Trying to see where that would be. I think that's right down here. No, that's the Texas side. I'm sorry. That's going to be right over in this area. So that camera took a direct hit from some very strong winds right there. Right now, the other storms that we're looking at, we have this severe cell in northwestern Grant Parish. So if you are in between Montgomery and Dry Prong out here around Aloha, Ayat Lake, Verda, you're going to see this storm come through. I think gusty winds and perhaps some hail to the size of dimes or maybe some pennies out of that one. And then this storm that's right over top of the radar here in Lake Charles, or I'm sorry, in Fort Johnson. I don't know where my head was there. Let's look at velocity here since, again, we're so close to this site. I'm going to go to Lake Charles now. Okay, nothing crazy impressive saying that this is imminently going to tornado, but that storm looks like it has been in a strengthening phase here, although the lightning looks like it's pulsed down a little bit. So it'd be nice to see that one go away because we don't want to deal with these multiple rounds like this. Just checking my peak wind gusts at some of these spots. Still looking at the highest wind gust I've had on Toledo Bend now is 72, and we have consistent winds in the 20 to 40 range as that storm continues to move over, and it looks like that's going to continue on to the east. And we'll have to watch as this one taps into that warmer, more moisture-laden air to see if we will get a severe Possibly a tornado warning. How could you look at the cameras? You can go to the Cenlaw Weather app. You can go to cenlawweather.com. We have a camera section on both of those. You can click them, and you will be able to see the live action as it's happening. The pictures that you see are going to be still images because it's just too much to constantly broadcast everything everywhere. So you have to click on it, and then that's going to get to you. Let me see this one. So, okay. Yep. So we had a 72 mile per hour gust out of that site there across the lake. And I mean, that thing is going to be several miles of water behind it. So it's going to pick up the worst of the wind there. I think you're about to see some hail move into Manny out of this storm. Manny, Fisher, Florine. Let me look and see if I'm seeing that on the camera. That would actually be really interesting to see if I'm seeing that. And I'm going to just take a look on my own here. I do not see any hail bouncing out of this one, and it looks like things are starting to slightly relax just a little bit there. The wind down to 13 miles per hour, but a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let me get you the latest on that one. Shreveport. All right, let's go with. I'm going to get that warning text up for you because that one is pretty significant here. This storm moving into Manny, Florine, and Fisher, that one is going to be nasty. So if you're in that area, it's not a tornado warning, but severe thunderstorm warnings can cause, severe thunderstorms can cause some pretty big issues. So severe thunderstorm warning for southern DeSoto Parish, southwestern Natchitoches Parish, Sabine Parish, northeastern Sabine County in Texas, and eastern Shelby County in Texas. Severe thunderstorm located 10 miles south of Zwolle or 36 miles southwest of Natchitoches, moving northeast at 40. The winds could gust over 60. We've already seen them over 70. Quarter-sized hail is also possible, so hail damage going to be possible. Locations impacted include Manny, Zwolle, Converse, Oak Grove, Pleasant Hill, Florine, Provençal, Noble, Fisher, Robeline, Belmont, Marthaville, Negrete, Mount Carmel, Ajax, Hazelwood, and Toledo Bend Reservoir North. So if you are on the water, you already know this came through, and this thing is really just covering up Sabine Parish with some pretty intense rainfall, wind, and some hail as well. Let me take you into this one and show you where the most likely area to see that hail is going to be. And that's pretty much going to be right along Highway 6 and north toward Alliance up here. Let's see where they might have just seen some hail or are seeing it now. Toby Neighbors Road, Shut-Eye Road, M. Patrick Road, Matthews Lodge Road, that area, Shady Lane. It looks like some hail probably moving through there. If not, that is going to be some flat-out blinding rain and wind gusts in the 60 to 75 mile per hour range. So that's that severe thunderstorm warning. Another severe thunderstorm warning here in Grant Parish. This is northwestern Grant. This part of the warning should be allowed to expire. But over Ayat Lake, Summerfield, Aloha, it's just now passing through there. Looks like the worst of this storm is going to be southeast of Hargis, southeast of Verda, and that's going to be moving toward the northeast, and it's going to move close to Williana. Let me put that in motion for you. Could move just north of Williana, but Pacton, you already saw a pretty intense storm move over. You're going to get another one out of this, and then we're watching this cell down to the southwest of Boyce, hoping that one is not going to try to take off, but that one has looked pretty robust from time to time. Looks like it might be undergoing a bit of a weakening phase right now. So some good news on one storm, but bad news on these that are out ahead of that main line. And we have another confirmed tornado down here southeast of Houston. Let me go and take a look and see what we see on that one. That is for Chambers County, Texas. A tornado warning, confirmed tornado until 3. Very evident rotation. I'm not seeing the CC drop because I'm so far away from it, but yet another supercell that's going to be moving up toward Lake Charles here in the next little bit. This one in Jasper and Newton County, I'm looking at that one to possibly move more in toward Vernon, Sabine, Natchitoches Parish, southern Sabine especially, and then perhaps down the line that does impact northern Rapides into Grant Parish, depending on which track it takes. If this takes a bit more of a push to the right, this could become an issue for Alexandria down the road. That storm was trying to take on that shape, and it looks like it kind of gave up here, so I'm hoping that that's the case. Watching the lightning on it, looks like a little bit of a resurgence. But right now we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. Special weather statement there north of Gina. And I'm going to go back to this radar. Manny. It's down to 57 degrees on Toledo Bend right now. And they are kind of on the backside of that storm. So that one is through there. And again, you can follow along with these cameras on my website, senlawweather.com. Download the app if you don't have it. If nothing else for the cameras. I was trying to add a bunch more. I'm going to probably be adding 2 or 3 more. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to be adding something, I can tell you that. I've got some holes to fill. And to be honest, I really want to find a way to do more, because the more I do this, the more I realize I want more and more cameras, because that is the best way I can show you. I can go out to Toledo Bend and say, hey, look at this. We've got crazy rolling whitecaps coming in and 72-mile-an-hour wind. That's a great observation, because we don't have an observing point there. So I'm trying to set up as many of these as I can, just to kind of make that observation density a little greater. Let me see one thing. I'm just looking at a technical dork thing here. Just a second. Yeah, see that updraft is still going pretty good there in Northeast Vernon. So be watching that one again. It has that shape to it. Getting a little more lightning right around the center of it. Let me see how many strikes we have out of just this storm. 13. So it's not much. We were over 50 earlier, but that is kind of trying to pulse back up. Be watching everything. I mean, this one east of Rose Pine, we'll see how that goes when it decides to fire off. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for most of Sabine Parish into Natchitoches Parish. I'll put this in motion, and you can see big time core of heavy rain, possibly hail. We've seen some gusty winds on the order of 70 plus miles per hour out of that storm. So if you are in Sabine Parish, if you're in Manny, you're about to take it on the chin with this one right now. Probably already doing so. But the worst of that is about to move into your area with those strong gusty winds. Behind that, there is one more round of storms that's coming in, although it is much cooler and more stable. That could cause some of these to weaken. I'm losing track of the special weather statements. Some areas are under like 3 of the same one. But tornado warnings continue into Texas. Severe thunderstorm warnings here for Grant Parish back through Sabine and Natchitoches. And that's what we have going on right now. Oops. There we go. Rotation on 84. 5 minutes ago, south of Toledo Town had hail. Yeah. All right. So the biggest storms right now, the most intense here, that would be this one over northern Grant Parish. Let me take you in. That one's right around Iat Lake, right on the north side of it. There's Iat Lake right there. There's the community of Iat, Williana, Pacton. You're going to see this storm come through. Fortunately, not seeing much of a velocity signature here, so not seeing a lot of rotation with that storm. Seeing it aloft, you can definitely see that. But not seeing that near the ground. So possibly some rotation with that storm. It's possible something happens, but so far I'm cautiously optimistic that these storms have been, out in Texas it's been pretty rough, but so far here, not seeing the confirmed reports. All right. Let me see. Over the next, let's say, 4 hours, that's when everything's going to be rolling through the area. We are kind of into it now, and the worst of this is all just beginning. Let me see here. I'm just catching up on some stuff. All right, so I'm going to look at that confirmed tornado there down south in Texas. Man, that thing's been on the ground for a long time. That storm has been, it's had a confirmed tornado for a good while. If you are curious, That's east of Oak Island. Looks like southwest of Winnie, Texas. That's where that confirmed tornado is. It's probably about 15 miles southwest of Winnie. But that thing has been on the ground for a good while now. Looks like a tornado warning, a new one being issued. Let me see where that is. That's going to be for Caldwell Parish. So that's going to be just north of our area, but we're going to take a look at that. That's going to be more into my buddy Jared Floyd's territory up there. So if you want to tune into him on, I believe it's KTVE, he'll be covering that. That one is right over Clark's, moving up toward Columbia. There's your rotation with that. Still some rotation. Looks very similar to that storm in northern LaSalle Parish. Actually going to go in here and move the Gina camera north. That's the thing. These storms are passing by, and I mean, it's like as soon as you kind of move off of one, something else happens with another one. So let me move this one further to the north so I can take a look and see if I can't catch this, because we're like up over 200 feet into the air with this camera on the radio tower up there in Gina. Not seeing anything right now, but you can see that rotation is pretty stout with that thunderstorm. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. All right, so back to the radar. We will go. Tornado warning for Caldwell Parish. That goes until 3:30. That's just out of our area. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern LaSalle. Severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Grant and Wynn Parish, as well as northwestern LaSalle Parish, and then this one here for Sabine and Natchitoches. Watching this one as this tornado-warned storm continues to move toward the east. Let me get you the text on that latest warning that is now moving. That's the one for the storm there in northern Grant Parish. All right, let me see on this one. That one's not up yet. All right, so this was 2:48, so 2 minutes ago. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Caldwell, north central Grant, northwestern LaSalle, and southeastern Wynn Parish until 3:30. At 2:48, a severe thunderstorm was located 14 miles north of Colfax or 14 miles south of Winfield, moving northeast at 45. The hazard there is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar-sized hail. Alla, Urania, Tullis, Georgetown, Rochelle, Williana, Standard, Burlington, Spalding, and Lake Ayat Lake. That's where you're going to see this one producing the most issues. Seeing a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings, very few tornado warnings so far, and that's great news. The one that we do have is up there into Caldwell Parish near Clark's. And let me just make sure, and this is again kind of in a radar void. So we're looking at this storm where 6,000 feet up. So it's tough to, you can't have a radar every 25 miles, so you're not going to get the best coverage everywhere you go. And I'm just running out of real estate here to be able to see that, move that. All right, we're good. Okay, so that storm, this one here in northern Grant's looking pretty suspect right now. Make sure everything else is staying well behaved. But yeah, rotationally speaking, not seeing a lot out of that one. I'm going to go to the Shreveport radar, which might actually be just a hair closer. No, that's 8,000 feet. So still seeing broad rotation at about 6,300 feet on this one in northern Grant Parish, and then that tornado warning continuing for Caldwell. Big winds moving across Sabine Parish with some hail potentially with that storm. Let me go back to this radar because that's going to give us a better story locally of what's going on. And I'll put it in motion here. Let's go for the last hour, actually. So last hour, you can see us cycling through all these warnings, tornado warnings for Caldwell Parish, as well as it looks like now they have issued one on that northeastern LaSalle Parish storm, so I'll dive into that one in just a second. But we have multiple warnings going on right now, and we're going to stay with the most serious ones. That is going to be the goal here. 2:51 p.m., National Weather Service issued a tornado warning for southeastern Caldwell, so a different cell there in Caldwell Parish, and northeastern LaSalle. This is until 3:30 at 2:51. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 12 miles southeast of Clarks. There is the other storm over Clarks, or 16 miles south of Columbia. That's moving northeast at 30. Tornado and ping pong ball sized hail are possible. This is going to stay over mainly rural portions of southeastern Caldwell and northeastern LaSalle Parish. All right, I'll check out Timmer. Looks like that's Chris Hall's page. He is, I don't even see where he is. Okay, Reed, it looks like, is in Allah. Yeah, so if something happens with that one, he'd be right on it. Yeah, feel free. If you see a chaser that has a tornado on the ground, please let me know. Let them know in the chat. If you see something like that, let me know. I would, while I can't use their footage live, I mean, I don't have an agreement with them like I do with Brett, and that's totally understandable. I do want to pass that on if we do see that. Power out in Hornbeck. Tornado warning for Allah. No, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for Allah. The tornado threat is just to your northeast. That tornado warning is actually to your east and to your northeast, both of these cells, trying to kind of get things cranked up. And here comes everything kind of moving out of Texas now. This is going to be the main show here. So Vernon Parish, it looks like you're about to get warned. I'm not sure if that'll be severe or tornado. It looks like, do we have, okay, severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, I got that. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any of these warnings here. This is over the last hour. You can see that things are really kind of coming together. So far, this open warm sector, it's been pretty behaved between I-10 and up here into Alexandria. These cells have stayed pretty small. We've had several confirmed tornadoes out here in Texas. This thing's been on the ground since, like, I don't know, west of League City. So that one's going to continue up toward Cameron, possibly Calcasieu Parish. If you're watching from down there, you're going to want to pay attention to that storm for sure. Let me put this... pause that one because I know we have some watching down there, and that's the one that's actually on the ground right now. And a very, very, very tight couplet there. And let me see if we see it on the debris tracker. We're looking several thousand feet up into this, over 6,500 feet. So not seeing it. I saw it on the Houston tracker as I was looking through their radar earlier, but that right there, that cell, I'll put this in motion. This thing's going to continue on to the northeast. It's probably going to be moving across Lake Arthur, I believe that is, and then it's going to move right into Cameron and into southern Calcasieu Parish possibly. So you'll be wanting to stay ahead of that one. Follow your local sources because it's tough enough to keep up with 14 parishes here. And of course, I'm not going to ignore something if it pops into Caldwell or whatever. I just won't break into coverage for that. So that's kind of the program I work on. I wish I could do this for the whole state, but I think I'd go nuts. But that shows you, that storm right there shows you the high-end potential that we have with these cells. That one moving into western Vernon Parish, really going to bear watching. Let me see if they're talking about a warning. I'm going back and forth between Shreveport and Lake Charles. Okay, not seeing any update on what they're going to do with that one. All right, I'm going to just put this in motion. And yeah, so Leesville to Rose Pine, just be ready for some form of warning to come out soon. I don't see anything that's looking imminently dangerous from radar. That's not showing up to me, but given the environment in place and how this storm's kind of deviating a little to the right, I could see that, especially with the very rich moisture and instability that's in place right now. Other than that, a tornado warning here into Amite County, Mississippi. That is going to be moving up toward Brookhaven and Hazelhurst. And this is going to be, we talk all about what's happening here. This is a far-reaching severe outbreak that's going to not only come through here this afternoon, but continue on to the east. And then not only today, tonight, and into tomorrow, it looks like, into North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, those areas. But just to recap the big picture here, we have severe thunderstorm warnings for Sabine and Natchitoches Parish, as well as Grant. Another one for Natchitoches, and then it looks like southeastern Wynne and northwestern LaSalle. We have tornado warnings in place for northeastern LaSalle, northern or extreme northwestern Catahoula, and now this tornado warning out into Jasper and Newton County, Texas. Let's take a look at this latest warning here as this storm heads up toward Winsboro, Gilbert, and Wisner. You can see rotation with that one near Clarks and this one that is just now exiting out of LaSalle Parish. Just moving my moving some cameras, getting things set here. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see that one. All right, going to check and see how the Manny camera is. The Toledo Bend one, it is still alive, and that's the most important thing. Natchitoches down to 61 with a dew point of 59, so that's going to take your tornado threat down a big bit. Now, I'll take you off radar for just a second since we have so much time to discuss this stuff. All right, I'm going to take you and show you the dew points because that is going to be an indicator of where we're seeing. Okay, so you can see where that drier air has pushed in. That front is now, or that drier air surge, I should say, I guess, is into Sabine Parish. So I'm going to show you some numbers on this stuff. 60 on the dew point, Shreveport 57, Monroe still in the thick of it at 68, Natchitoches 66, but we've seen now that that storm is overhead. It's down to 59 actually is what I'm looking at. Leesville 69, 68. Alexandria, we're around 70 to 72. We have some 70s now, pretty much 70s showing up everywhere. I have seen some isolated areas up to 72. So that kind of moisture, very rich moisture in place. When you're behind like Sabine Parish, your severe threat's going to be, it's close to being done. So it's always nice when we can start to clear places out. I don't want to clear you completely because we have this line right here. It's going to be coming over a more stable air mass, so that most likely is not going to produce tornadoes, could produce some hail and some gusty wind and, of course, very heavy rainfall. They're going with a severe thunderstorm warning on the Leesville storm. This is going to be impacting Vernon Parish shortly, so I'm going to go ahead and get you the information on this one. Thank y'all for sticking with me. I know this is just a long, tedious thing, and I appreciate having y'all here. Keeps me entertained. All right, so tornado warning was allowed to expire. Severe thunderstorm warning remains. And our latest severe thunderstorm warning, this includes, it says northwestern Vernon Parish. Let's say most of Vernon Parish. That storm, also that includes northern Newton County, Texas. At 2:58, a severe thunderstorm was located near Farsville or near Burkeville, moving northeast at 40. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And they don't have a tornado possible on that. Of course, that doesn't mean it's impossible, but that's good to see that they don't think this one warranted saying tornado possible. So severe thunderstorm warnings continuing with that one. This is, let's go into this. Okay, let me just take a look at some of these wind speeds. A lot of wind energy with these storms. Now, this does not mean you're seeing that kind of wind with these storms. This is a loft, but 40 to 70 mile per hour winds, that just shows me there's a lot of speed shear out there. Looks like we have a confirmed tornado here in southern Mississippi. Here we go. I'm going to look at that one real quick. Since we don't have a confirmed tornado in our area right now, I'm going to go to the Hammond radar site, and that storm south of Bude near Eunice, Mississippi. That is continuing. It looks like producing a tornado and will continue toward the northeast, toward Busy Corner, and eventually to Little Springs and Dick and Ediston and West Lincoln. So if you're in those areas, that's where it looks like we have a confirmed tornado with that one. That is in Amite County. So that's the county east of Wilkinson County, out of our area, but a confirmed tornado. Once again, like to mention that kind of stuff. There's our supercell. You can see it looks different from that Hammond radar. In fact, we're too far away to even see the good velocity data here, but I'm actually, I mean, I know it sounds weird. We have confirmed tornadoes on either side of us here. I'm a little encouraged at how things are going so far. I'm not saying we are by no means in the clear on this one. Hold on one second. My wife's in here. I'm going to see what she wants. I know they ordered some food, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait on that one. Um, you're good, thank you. So this storm right here, moving into Leesville, looking a little angrier now over the last couple of scans. I'm looking on this radar here. They're going to expand that confirmed tornado. Or no, that's not a confirmed. No, it's flashing on this. So I think that is a confirmed tornado warning again. Southeast Texas, Port Arthur, Port Neches, south of Beaumont, south of I-10. That storm has been producing for a long while. And this storm up here that's moving into Vernon Parish, I'm just looking to see if that one's trying not to wrap up right now. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning with that. There is some rotation aloft, but we're not looking at anything imminent like we're seeing over here in Mississippi and in southeast Texas. All right, let's see. Windy, windy, windy. Okay, let's go back up to the tornado warnings in Louisiana. Looks like they've canceled a warning. I'm thinking that's this one. So let's look at the Winnsboro storm. We have multiple. We have 3 different tornado warnings on this one. Trying to see. Yeah, that's okay. So it's 2 areas of rotation really that we're watching here. The one that's northeast of Clarks, the one southeast, that one looks a little weaker. This storm's going to continue to the northeast. The last half hour, you can see how this is moving. One of these is moving between Winnsboro and Gilbert, and the other one's going to move very close to Winnsboro or north toward Mangum. And then eventually these cross up toward Rayville and Delhi. So along I-20, going to be a rough one if you are traveling today. You knew this was coming. You just have to be really careful, and you have to obey those warnings as they're approaching, because if it's not a tornado, it could be a lot of wind and stuff like that. So I see that comment about the audio. Let's see. Try this. All right, let's see if that makes it a little bit better. I changed it earlier. It just doesn't look like that setting kind of anchors. I'm gonna have to look to my audio wizard friend, and he can help me with that. So here is your radar picture right now. We have multiple tornado warnings that are exiting the area. That storm up toward Winnsboro. Not seeing a confirmed tornado on that, but seeing multiple tornado warnings for 2 different areas of rotation. And they're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for this one up here into Wynn, Grant, LaSalle, and Caldwell. That tornado warning turned into a severe thunderstorm warning, but that storm's looking more interesting moving into Vernon Parish. In fact, I think it's time for me to do some camera work. Let me look. All right, I'm going to go to the Leesville camera and face it west and see what I see. Yeah, it's 57, dew point's 56 out at Toledo Bend. They are, I'm not saying you're out of the threat zone. You can see special weather statements out there, but the threat for severe weather is much lower. All right, Leesville. Let's go west. Yeah, I know that one. If you've been looking at that one, that's probably pretty frustrating. There we go. Looking west. And that camera site's going to be right around here. So I'm going to look a little south of due west. And if I see something, I will pop that up. All right, so that one's set to roll. Natchitoches and Manny, you're going to be out of the camera game because you're just getting rained all over. Gina will be watching that one as well. The one down in DeRidder, unfortunately, is not operational right now. And then we've got good old Stellies down in LeBeau. And I'm looking at a couple other locations, so I'm hoping to get those up before, maybe before our next big event here. Always got to see if I'm missing anything impressive in text here. Let's see. Yeah. So another Chaser Friends on this one out near Bude, Mississippi, and so I'll be watching for that. But again, trying to get those get those updates out to everyone here with this, as a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Vernon Parish. This one is pretty much the strongest game in town for us right now, apart from what's going on up here in southeastern Wynn Parish, where there is a pretty rough storm, looks like, up there. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any great, strong, crazy rotation. It's been to our west and to our east, and if we can stay happily here in this middle ground where we avoid that, no complaints here. Because while the chance for a tornado is high in the area, trust me, there's not going to be a happier person out there if we miss the tornadoes than me. I want to communicate the risk and the threat to y'all, but I don't want to see these tornadoes. Although we did have one weak one that was shown in DeRidder, or near DeRidder this morning, I believe it was. All right, I've got the camera up here looking west. We'll be waiting on that to arrive out in Leesville, and I'll go over to that in a bit if we see anything. Let's actually take a look at radar, or at the future radar. That's the Alexandria camera. That one just pops up there. Leesville, I will show you since we're in here. Just dark. And then the Futurecast. This is your latest Futurecast here over the area for the next few hours. It's really all we're going to need to look at because these storms are all going to start to plow quickly eastward here. This is at 4 p.m. That line will be approaching Western Rapides Parish. It'll be over Vernon, and you can see those cells trying to form out ahead of it. But I think the main threat is going to be, or the most intense threat is going to be in those storms out ahead of the line. But along that line, right on that leading edge, we could see some tornadic activity as well. 7 p.m., it's exiting St. Landry Parish, probably still seeing some rain and thunderstorm activity, but then everything just quickly moves on to the east, and we clear things out and cool off a bit. Go back to radar now. I have the camera up here just to watch and see what we're getting out of this Vernon Parish storm. Saw some lightning in the distance. But severe thunderstorm warning with that. Confirmed tornado into Mississippi. We have tornado warnings going on. That area there, northern Catahoula, you are clear from that area, though, that warning. And I'm not seeing anything that's really, really making noise with these storms right now. Not seeing anything that would cause me to warn them right now, but to keep the warning on it, totally get what they're doing there. Here's your storm coming into Vernon Parish. That one has at least some rotation with it. And it's going to continue to shove on toward the east. I'm going to put this in motion and see what I'm seeing there. And I'm not seeing anything that's saying, hey, we've got a tornado coming soon. So good news there. We have the confirmed tornado reports continuing to come in from southeast Texas. That warning quickly goes purple. So more in the way of tornadic activity with that one. That one's going to become a big concern for Cameron Parish and possibly southern Calcasieu Parish as it continues to kind of hug the coast there. This is the biggest storm in our area right now over Vernon Parish. That's going to be moving right into Leesville, and I'm watching that one on camera right now. Just making sure nothing surprising is sneaking in under the radar. All right, let's go back to Facebook. No, there's not a tornado warning in Alla. There's not a tornado warning in LaSalle Parish right now. We do have pretty stout thunderstorm activity coming through Natchitoches Parish, not even severe. Severe thunderstorm warning for Vernon Parish. That continues until 4 p.m. So we're, that one's going to last for a while. But not seeing these cells really beefing up. This one I was kind of interested in for a while. You can see that one did not take root, and I can't tell you exactly why that didn't happen. Could have been an inflow issue, could have been robbed by inflow of this little cell right here. It's the littlest things that can cause the biggest change in this stuff, and it's fascinating to watch. It's impossible to tell you with any certainty that a little cell's going to form out ahead of that one and rob the inflow of it. And that could be a totally wrong assumption as to why that one didn't go right there. So the storm-to-storm interactions, they definitely cause some issues from time to time with the forecasting, and sometimes you get too many storms and it really causes problems. Today, I think we are going to see this outbreak materialize. My hope is that if it does happen, it's going to be in very unpopulated areas and it's going to be out of our area because we have seen enough activity for the last 48 hours to last us a few weeks, I think. Hailing in Winfield, a few golf balls. All right, let's go there. Hailing in Winfield right now? Wow. Let's see. I go through this. Yep, that makes sense. I mean, you've got those purple cores right overhead, and let me look from the. I'm gonna look higher up into it also. See all the radar sites, all the tilts out there. So getting hail in Winfield reported. Okay, thank you for the report there. Bad lightning and wind in Evans. Yeah, that makes sense. The Jasper County storm, well, we have a couple here. We have that severe storm that's moving in from the west through Woodville, and then we have that one that's exited to your east. Right now, not seeing anything that's curling up and showing me a big tornado threat. These look like they're almost bowing out more and getting more of a damaging wind threat. Okay, so let me see where Brett is. He said he's up near Winsboro, so I'm going to just pull him up and see if we have a feed here. So just give me a second to click that, and we'll see what Brett has going. And I'm going to leave his audio off just in case. I don't know if he knows he's live. I'm going to also pull up his location so I can see exactly where he is. Okay. Brett is up in Columbia, it looks like. So, let me see. Winsboro, Columbia. Yeah, he's going to go get in that Winsboro storm, he said. That's the plan. I'll keep his feed up here live for myself. I'll keep that up to where I can see it. I'll be alternating through and seeing what I'm seeing on that Leesville camera. Let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. Actually, I'll bet we've seen some changes out there. So I'm going to take Brett's stream off. We'll go to Leesville. It's dark. It's nasty looking. Looks a little scary out there. I'm sure we're going to see some lightning pop in here shortly. Thunderstorm and wind now. Yeah, it looks like we had some hail reported up in there with that storm. This is Leesville. We're looking from south of Leesville. We're looking pretty much due west or a little south of west with this storm. I'm going to go back to radar. So tornado warnings continue just out of our area. Yeah, I know it clips Catahoula Parish, but that was for this storm, so that should be, that'll get clipped off here pretty soon. Severe thunderstorm warnings in northern LaSalle Parish. Also, looks like those storms have exited the area, and then we have severe thunderstorms back here through Wynn Parish that are producing hail and some strong winds possibly. Here comes the wind in Leesville. Yeah, let me see if... We'll see if Reed sees anything. Yeah, I just cycle through all this stuff, and this is what I'd be doing. That's the thing, you know, I'd be doing this if I wasn't talking to you about it, so I might as well talk about it, right? I mean, I appreciate you guys sticking around here for this pretty crazy day that we're having. Interstate 49, not a great drive from basically Chopin up through Shreveport. When you get up to Shreveport, though, it's just a chilly rain. I mean, I'll take you to the Shreveport radar. It's still raining back to Longview and Vivian, Benton, Spring Hill, all that area. But the real heavy stuff is going to be out here associated with the leading edge of things and any storms that can form out ahead of that main line. I'll be watching this one here in northeastern Rapides as well as that one just to the southwest of it. This is from the Lake Charles radar. I'm already seeing rotation aloft with that one. This looks more like convergence than rotation to me almost. But it is an intense thunderstorm for sure, this one that is moving into Leesville. Let's see. Yeah, Brett's coming around the corner, and if he gets that drone up, we'll definitely be showing you that. I'm actually going to X out real quick and see where exactly he is. Columbia, yeah, he's approaching that. He's coming in toward the backside of that storm up here in Winsboro, so he's basically right there. Looks like there are a few chasers up in that area. All right, so tornado warning continues for Winnsboro. This one is for Franklin Parish until 4 p.m. In our area here, we have this confirmed tornado that's not quite not quite into Louisiana, but that's one that we're going to be watching down south and could eventually impact areas of our southern viewership here. And then Leesville, Vernon Parish, that's where our big severe thunderstorm warning is, and that storm is looking pretty ugly right now. And let's go and look at the camera. You can see some little lowerings and goofiness out there. I don't see anything that's rapidly rotating, but this is the kind of stuff that can kind of fool people from time to time. But you can see that clouds are whipping along nice and quickly here, and those are going to continue to do that here as that inflow moisture comes into this system. And it just looks like it's pretty creepy looking skies out there. I'm going to pan around a little bit on this one. Let's go to the right. See what we got. Make sure I'm zoomed out all the way. Yep. Okay, well, that's a pretty frightening looking sky, but I don't see anything tornadic happening right now. I'll be watching that one very closely. We'll go back to the radar, and I'm going to take a look and see if they're seeing anything up there near Winnsboro. Not seeing it right now, so we'll stay with this. We have tornado warnings down to our southwest. We have tornado warnings to our northeast. No active tornado warnings in our 14 parishes that we cover. We still have that severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Wynne, northern Grant, which I think you should be taken out of that, and then northwestern LaSalle Parish with that cell. But the strongest storm I'm seeing right now is this one that's moving in toward Leesville, and that's what we were just looking at. And I will just keep an eye on that and make sure. And again, you can go over and take a look at this stuff, and you're able to just watch along with these storms as they move toward these camera sites, and that's what they're here for. Not only for that, but just for, if you want to see what the fog's like, if you're wanting to go fishing, you want to go out to Toledo Bend, go ahead and take a look at the camera. It's there. It's free to use. It's there for you, and I love that we can do that. I'm the one who controls it and moves things around most of the time, so I'll try to keep it on interesting viewpoints for you. But here's what we're looking at right now. Big storm moving into Leesville. Let's see what kind of lightning that thing has. Lots of it, not surprised. Lots of lightning with this one that's moving into southern LaSalle Parish. In fact, I'm thinking I'm going to turn that camera south because I want to see what that one looks like. Let's go ahead and do that, Nick. We'll do it right now. All right, south. You ever tried to talk for like hours and not have someone to bounce things off of? You start to talk to yourself. It does happen. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera and Gina to the south so I can see the potentially rotating storm there over southern LaSalle Parish. All right. All righty, we spun that one around. Just gonna take a look, make sure you're not missing anything. All right, so that camera is set toward that southerly direction. Brett is kind of coming into the backside of that storm system right there, up there over Winnsboro. So not seeing anything on that one just yet. But we are watching that one closely, and we'll get to that if he goes out and gets the drone up or something like that. Whoa. Every once in a while when I try to move the camera, it starts going absolutely berserk. And that just happened. All right, so west. Yeah. Okay, I'm just resetting everything here as these storms kind of move toward different areas of different cameras, and we'll be adjusting that throughout the day, throughout the evening, and then things are going to go away, and we're all going to be happy again. All right, back to radar right now. That's the storm I was trying to kind of hone in on there. Let me get the lightning out of here. So still a confirmed tornado on that storm out near Brookhaven, just west of Brookhaven, Mississippi. We still have a tornado warning on this cell that is up there near Winsboro. That is in Franklin Parish. That warning goes until 4. And then our severe thunderstorm warning here over Leesville. Most of Vernon Parish there. Leesville, Pickering, Simpson, Anacoco. The western half west of 171 especially getting hit now. East of 171, you are next in line for this one. Alrighty. Seeing what tabs I can clear. Checking out the chasers. Checking out SPC to see if they're saying anything new. They're just saying that just northeast of here, the damaging wind and tornado potential is increasing. So that's to be expected. And yeah, so we have, the Beauregard camera is down. That one had, actually, I'm glad it's down because the guy with that site, he was about to put it back up and his tower got hit by lightning this morning. So I'm glad we didn't fry 2 cameras. We already fried one with lightning there. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warning for western and northwestern, I guess, Vernon Parish. The confirmed tornadoes right now, one west of Brookhaven, Mississippi, one kind of close to Port Arthur, Texas. I know some of you might have family down there. So while I am watching what's going on in Winsboro, because that's a little closer to our area, I'm going to go into this tornado warned storm that has been on the ground for hours, or at least over an hour now. And you can see, when I look at some of these and I say, oh, there's rotation in there, then you see one like this, you really see what a true supercell tornado is going to look like. And this thing is grazing right along the coastal plain. This is going to come in to Cameron Parish, north of like Deep Bayou, that area. There's that little gas station down there about 9 miles from the Texas border. It'll be north of that. It's going to come into Cameron Parish. It's going to be heading toward Hackberry, though. So if you're around Hackberry, Big Lake, extreme southern Calcasieu Parish, this one could end up overhead for you. So Orange, Bridge City, Lone Pine, Hackberry, Grand Lake, Burton Landing, that area. We're going to get a real close look at this one on radar too as it continues on toward the east. And I want to see what the BTI is on this one. So hold on. Let's say 7.0. And that TDS has been there for over 16 miles. Let's see. Hale BTI at 7, and then everything kind of crosses over. There we go. So near Nederland, 342, Port Arthur, 342, Port Neches, 344, Rose City, Bridge City, Vidor, 347 to 349. So not a good time to be along I-10 near the Texas-Louisiana border, as that storm has been producing a tornado for a long time. Big long track tornado on that system right there. It's out of our area, but it is something that could impact South Louisiana fairly shortly. I'm going to go ahead and go back to regular old reflectivity and actually going to go and see this radar site. Let's see. So we're close in here. We're seeing those I see those little curly cues. I'm not a fan of that. Let me look on the radar there. Yeah, that's going to be something we're going to want to go ahead and take a look at the camera on. It looks like that rain is now kind of taken over, so we're probably not going to be able to see anything as that moves in. I am going to turn this a little bit, but it looks like this camera site is now in the storm, so it's going to be really tough to see anything. Yeah, just some heavy rain, lots of wind going there. You can see that camera is rocking and rolling. This is the storm that is moving in toward Leesville. Big time wind gusts coming through there. I'm going to look and see if I have good readings coming in on that, because the readings you're seeing up at the top there, those are not working for some odd reason. Okay, something just blow by there. That wind is going right now. And we are way up high on this thing. And here's the problem. The weather station's at ground level. It's being blocked by trees, so it's only showing like, looks like 20 plus on that. We're seeing stronger wind than that for sure. I'm going to take it off here in just a second, but you can see that wind is blowing. The rain is absolutely pounding down there, and a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for this one as that storm continues on toward the east. Let's go back to radar. So you see these little eddies down there, Billy Goat Hill, Cooper's, that area. I'm leaving this camera up so I can see if something crazy happens, and we can clip that video and go back and look. But the wind is really sweeping in there, heavy, heavy rain falling. Camera location is right about here. Right in there. So honestly, that's one of those areas that I'd be watching for potential quick spin up, and that's what we're going to start to see, these potential spin ups on the eastern flank of these storms. And this one is going right over top of our camera site here, so I'm watching things very closely. And basically what I'm watching for is any sort of trees to go down, any sort of wind shift, and then if we were to see any... Ooh, that wind is really picking up. Let's just go back to it. I don't know why I'm doing this. I might as well just show you this. We can go back into that. Yeah, it's going pretty bad out there with this storm that is now right over Leesville. A lot of wind with this one. Again, these are acting weird, so they're going bye-bye. But just an absolute whiteout of rain there in Vernon Parish right now. But they have kept electricity, so that's some good news for you. You get the idea here. It's, I mean, that's just some strong wind and lots of rainfall. They're right under one of those little notches. And that's where we would, if we were to see something, if we were to see a brief spin-up tornado, that in those notches is where we would see it. But I mean, no visibility. This is usually a wide open view of trees and everything. You can see a little discoloration there, but this wind is cranking through this area, and the rain rate is several inches per hour out of this right now. Now, it's not going to last a long, long time, but strong wind and rain coming through this site. This gives you an idea of, maybe you don't have a tornado, but you might have to deal with these crazy straight line winds and heavy rainfall. You see what the pressure is doing. Yeah, pressure dropped way down to like 29.5. Now it's jumping back up. All right, so I'll go back over to radar. Make sure we don't have a tornado warning on this yet, because with those notches kind of starting to... confirmed tornado. Okay, here we go. Tornado warning. This is a confirmed tornado. This is for Vernon Parish. So let me go in here and see what they're confirming. That's what I was worried about. Let's see, where are we looking here? Confirmed tornado in Vernon Parish. Looks like that might be it right there towards Sandy Hill. It's like two. It's like two. One there, one there. Fort Polk on base. You need to seek shelter right now. Like, seriously. These are showing up. It looks like multiple tornadoes here with this one. Possibly two just east of 171. I watched this come over the camera. We were seeing a lot of crazy straight line winds. Now we have a confirmed tornado. I'll circle these for you, because I know that can be pretty noisy. That area. Two tornadoes kind of splitting around or right near the base there. All right, tornado warning, southeastern Vernon Parish at 3:28. A tornado-producing storm was located over Fort Johnson, moving east at 35. Radar confirmed tornado. This is right near the radar site. We're seeing this. This will be Fort Johnson now. Cravens 340, Fullerton 345. And I'm going to recircle here. You can see right there, right there. Those are the areas that we're looking at. So, yep, that is two confirmed tornadoes on radar, it looks like. So if you are on base out there, I know you've got your protocols in place and everything. And what we've seen here is these storms that have popped out kind of on the leading edge of this little line segment that is looking more supercellular now. So tornado warning continues until 4 p.m. for a confirmed tornado in Vernon Parish. Again, I think there are 2 with this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmed tornadoes going right now across the state and into southeast Texas and Mississippi. And it looks like there is a confirmed tornado on that one up near Columbia, but we've got to focus on our local folks here. This is, again, KTVE, Jared Floyd. He's live right now, I guarantee it, and he'll be taking you through that one. I'm going to take you through the Vernon Parish storm, and I'm actually watching that one up toward Winnsboro. Not seeing it on the ground right now, but it is a confirmed tornado. Right now, close to home, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go up higher in the radar. Not seeing anything that's really giving me any hints there. All right. So yeah, you can see right there as it crossed 171 between Billy Goat Hill and Pickering. That's where we saw those things spin up really quickly. And we have a couple of areas of debris. Now, it's tough to see because all that inflow is coming in there. But 2 confirmed tornadoes reported, or at least radar indicated here, as this crossed over 171. Oops. Basically, Bivouac Road, Lookout Road, Fort Polk, Fort Johnson, whatever we're calling it today, Road 444, that area, that is going to be where we have the confirmed tornado, and you need to be in a safe place of shelter. Cravens, Fullerton, you're going to want to watch this thing as well as that tornado warning continues. Looking at a wall cloud up on this storm near Winnsboro, again, just out of our area, but you want to tune in and check that out. If you are up in that area, tune in to Jared Floyd at KTVE. He'll keep you posted on that one. Or you can go to Brett Adair's stream on live storm chasing if you're looking for that tornado, if you're looking for coverage on that one. For right now, there is a confirmed tornado on radar. This is a radar indicated tornado, and I'll take you back through the last 15 minutes or so. On radar, but these 2 little dots right here near Pickering and Billy Goat Hill, again, this was right near the camera site. I can't believe we kept that camera going, actually. So that's why I was watching that one so intently earlier, and I still have that going, so still some power to that camera, and I'm just going to kind of move things around and see if I see any damage or anything like that. I don't expect to. But I'm looking at that camera here in Leesville right now, or south of Leesville near Pickering. The wind is still bumping around pretty good, but I don't see any visible damage. Still, visibility is very low. But if you were watching when we had that camera going, it was basically showing just a sheet of water that was blowing overhead with that storm. So confirmed tornado is now near. It's basically on base. Radar is, let me go to velocity, and you can see these little notches right here. That's where I think we're seeing that tornado threat. So if you are out there on base, these are east of 171, but you're going to want to be careful. This is coming through Alexandria in the next hour or 2. We'll be watching to see if we have tornado threat with this, but you can see right there on base there, the North Fort Polk, that area. Radar's right up here. So this thing's going to move right to the south of the radar, getting some bunk data in there right now, some purple showing up. I hate that when that happens because we're not seeing everything that we could see. But base velocity still showing that there is some turning down there. And I've got to follow along because there are so many of these blue dots. You got to see which one actually is producing, but there we go. Billy Goat Hill, that one down toward Pickering. Those are actual tornadoes that touch down. Now it's hard to say once it gets into this whole mess right around here if we still have something on the ground, but we still have a tornado warning for confirmed tornadoes with these storms that are right on base there at Fort Johnson. Didn't really see them show up on the Lake Charles radar, although possibly seeing a little hint of something. So further down the line, Fullerton, Cravens, that area, you need to be in shelter right now as a confirmed tornado. Possibly 2 confirmed tornadoes are showing up on radar. I'm going to go back into the Fort Johnson radar, and we'll look at that one. Let's see if, again, just looking at the camera site to see if I see anything different. I'm just encouraged that we still have power out there. Speaking of power outages, I'm not even going to pull up my map. That'll take too much time to get into that one. Sabine, about 5,000 out of 19,000 without power. Vernon Parish, only 570 without power so far. 1,300 in Beauregard and over 1,000 in Natchitoches. So there are some power outages out there. We have this PDS tornado watch in effect for the next several hours, though I think this is going to get peeled back sooner than later. It's not going to last until 9. The threat should be through here in Alexandria by 5 or 5:30 and clear the river by about 7 o'clock. Sabine Parish, you're pretty much out of the threat for severe weather. Western Vernon, west of this tornado, the chance for severe weather is dropping quickly. I'd say Natchitoches, Sabine Parish, and up into DeSoto and Red River, you're out of it for the most part right now. But still plenty to talk about as this line continues to surge on toward the east. I'm going to take a look at another radar here. Give the voice a second. And yeah, there's some really strong wind with this storm at the very least. And again, we did see those two tornadoes, it looks like, simultaneously spin up there. And another tornado tracking just south of Port Arthur, Texas. So that one down there going to move into Cameron Parish. But again, we stick with the purple that's flashing in our area of coverage here. It's still going pretty wild up there at the camera site. I want to look at the pressure track because if we did have a tornado go over this or very close by, it would have dropped. Let's see. All right. And you can go follow that weather data again on the SenLaw Weather app. You can go follow that on the SenLaw Weather cameras or on the SenLaw Weather website. So, and I'm not just doing this to like promote stuff and everything. I'm just letting you know the information because it's there and I want you to use it. We did see a bit of a pressure drop there. I don't know if that would be indicative of a tornado. It didn't really go crazy. Didn't have a crazy spike down, but it did drop a bit. So we have that tornado warning continuing. We are right close to the radar site, so there will be very little left to the imagination on this one as we're going to see a real close view of this as it continues to move from west to east. Again, seeing, let's see. Oh, okay, I see what that is now. Got some weird data in there, but we're going to be able to see enough here. All right, so tornado warning continuing. If you're just joining us, this is for Vernon Parish. This is until 4 o'clock. I get the latest. Still a lot of lightning and everything going on out there with that one. See if we have an update on this. No. Oh, we do. At 3:35, so 5 minutes ago. Confirmed tornado was located over Fort Johnson, moving east at 35. This is a radar confirmed tornado. It'll be near LeCamp and Fullerton next, in the next 5-10 minutes. LeCamp, Fullerton, Cravens, you are in the path of this one. Maybe it stays just north of you, Cravens, but if you're in that area, let's see. Range Road. I'm thinking that's all stuff that's on base out there because when I was coming down 463 out of Afeman the other day to look at that damage from the tornado that was just down here, just east of Fullerton, north of Pitkin, I believe it was right in this area. When you were on this side of the road, you could go, it was some dirt roads and everything you could travel on. Out here, this was all base. There was like an area where it was unexploded ordnance and stuff. So you know, they advise against going out there. I believe it probably would be a federal crime of sorts. So I didn't do it. Looking to see right up near that radar. Base. All right, so still a confirmed tornado being reported. I I should be looking at the comments more, and I'm sure my someone in my family would run in and tell me if there was something, but I'm just kind of jumping through everything now. Looking at the cameras, looking at the chasers, looking at Timmer, looking at Brett. I know Scott Peak had that tornado out in near Brookhaven, Mississippi. So ongoing 4 tornadoes right now at the very least. 1, 2, 3, 4. One in Brookhaven, one near Winsboro. I'm hoping that one has weakened out because I'm not seeing it on Brett's stream. I'm looking now at this one, not seeing the same signature I saw just a few minutes ago. That one down there is basically a sure thing, though, south of Port Arthur. And that's going to move into Cameron Parish. So this one right here, that one is absolutely nasty and has been on the ground for well over an hour. So this line continues to move east. Individual cells kind of east-northeast. Still looks like this one's trying to kind of push a gust front out as opposed to looking purely supercellular. So we'll watch as this thing gets closer. This one's made that right turn, though, and if nothing else, it's either going to be a big straight-line wind event moving through Alexandria, or we are going to see that threat for a tornado with this one. But we are still under the tornado watch, so you want to plan for that. All right. Let me see. Has it passed base yet? I would say no, not yet. Now, the tornado, it's impossible to see right now on the correlation coefficient because it's just not. It's kind of glitchy and acting weird. So I'm just going to try my best to follow these and see what I see. And I can't tell you with confidence. I would say that the main threat is going to be down here, probably southeast of base by now. You're still in some very heavy rainfall, but if you have made it through in Fort Polk without damage, I would say it's pretty much passing over and just getting past you right now. Any reports of anything on base would be really appreciated, so please do let me know if possible. And yeah, 105.7, today's country. Oh, it's hailing at the station, you think? Okay, let me see. I'm looking at it here. It's tough to see. Still kind of rocking back and forth. And did you guys keep power at the station? I'm guessing you did. Because that thing, it had to be very close by. And I'm just playing with the camera now. I'm going to actually point it down. Oh, yeah, I see the hail. Let me go over to that. It's gonna catch up to where I'm at here in just a second. It just lags just a few seconds here, but you can see things. Small hail is going to be bouncing off the camera once we get to it. There you go. And you can kind of see those little small ticks of hail bouncing off the camera. Doesn't look like it's huge, but you can also see the wind that is blowing across that parking lot there at the church. And the postal worker who just drove by. You'll see that in just a second. But seeing some small hail on that camera right now. The good news is I'm not seeing any structural damage as to what I'm looking at here, and this is very close to where that storm would have run right over. Lots of rain. You can see the wind going through, just the sheets of wind in the parking lot. And there's our friend, the postal worker. I get a little earlier preview on this one. A lot of cars still in the background, though. Just be careful. I mean, this is a tornado warned storm with a confirmed tornado on it. Let me go back to radar. So still the confirmed tornado. Very familiar locations here that have seen their share of nasty weather over the last few days. Still a severe thunderstorm warning in northern Catahoula, but the main show is this confirmed tornado that I cannot say it's still on the ground now, but it was a little earlier. Severe thunderstorm warning now just issued for most of Rapides Parish, the northern 2/3, let's say. This is from that storm that is now approaching the radar. Let me look at that. On post, housing near entrance road, just rain and wind. Okay, good, good, good. Seems like you lost power. Okay. Trying to keep up with some of the comments on YouTube as well. I know we on days like this will get busy over there. But there is your current tornado warning. This is right close to the radar. If we have something, it's going to probably be right in here. So if you're around Sand Hill Road, Cora Road, Highway 463, once again, that area is where this is headed. So Afman, I know we talked about you a lot in the last couple of days. It's right near the Rapides-Vernon Parish line. That's where this is headed. They've issued a severe thunderstorm warning on this one for now, but still a tornado warning out there for Vernon Parish until 4, so 13 more minutes. All right, we got a new mesoscale discussion. I'll go look at that. I'm going to put this Leesville camera back up, pointed toward the sky. Looking at some currents. That's the thing. You've got to kind of keep up with the forecasting as you're nowcasting and diagnosing things on radar. Should be multiple people doing this, but when I get into the zone, I like to just do it. Oh, that's an old one. Okay, I think. That is a new one. A lone supercell across far southeast Texas produced a likely intense tornado that may have persisted for over 90 minutes and is likely still in progress. Even if this tornado dissipates soon, the parent steady state supercell will continue to move along the coastline with continued significant tornado potential for at least the next few hours. Meanwhile, farther to the northeast, a QLCS, that's that linear convective system where we have thunderstorms and you just kind of it's a way of saying there's a broken line of thunderstorms, some with rotation involved in them and all that stuff. So that continues to organize and mature with QLCS tornadoes. Current thinking is that this damaging line will persist across western into central Louisiana with damaging gust and tornado potential through the remainder of the afternoon and evening. Give me 1 second. I got to let a cat out. Sorry, I meant let a cat in. She was scratching the door, and it was about to drive me nuts. Okay, so another little hook showing up there near Fullerton. Let me see. Probably going to be better to look at that one on velocity. And yeah, that's what I don't like to see there. Just north of Fullerton. Let me get in on this a little closer. That's Rustville Road to Lookout Road, Fullerton Blacktop Road, Boundary Road, 463. I don't know if that's going to still be on base or if it's just north of Fullerton, so that might be off of base. But that is really close into the radar, and I think we're probably going to have at least some potential for a tornado with that right there because it's so incredibly close. I mean, I'm looking up, but let's see how far. All right, so that is 300 feet up, so that is very, very close. That is just north of Fullerton where we're looking at that. And these wind velocities just right near the radar, 44, 46, 40 mile per hour gusts are going to be pretty commonplace. And then we're going to see those isolated gusts even higher than that. All right. So that is the tornado warning that continues. We have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings from Vernon Parish into Rapides Parish. I'll put the radar back up so we can look at that. And let's go ahead. It's still raining pretty hard out there at the camera site in Leesville, but that one's just going to be rain now. Alexandria. I'm just looking west on the camera for myself here to see what we have. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty angry looking. I'm going to shift this. Once it resets, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hold on 1 second. I do have to I thought the cat was trying to get out. She's got to go out. Say hi. There she is. Come on. You gotta go. Hello. All right, I apologize for that interruption. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's take a look at this camera site. This is Alexandria, looking toward the Coliseum. There you see it. So that's the view from the radio station on Texas Avenue, looking west. Actually, kind of looking west-northwest. And then that's what we're seeing on that camera right there. So if you're in Alexandria right now, I know it's probably not going to matter to you that I say this, but I wouldn't travel. There could be a tornado warning. There could be a severe thunderstorm warning. There already is a severe thunderstorm warning. So just take that advice for what it's worth. I'm looking at a different radar data source. And yeah, let's go and look. We're going to come back to this, but again, you can go to the app or the website and look at that. So the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 4:45 here in Rapides. Vernon, that'll go away at 4. For the western part of this, I think that's already done. A confirmed tornado via radar was reported. And that was probably about 15 minutes ago, but I'm going to go in here to the velocity. And you can see these little kinks, one south of Fullerton, one north, little one here just to the northeast of that, just approaching 463. And some of this is coming through that area that just got hit by a tornado 2 days ago. So Cora, Afman, that area, I think the worst of this may just be just south of you, but let me see if I see anything. It's really tough on the leading edge of these kind of storms to see this sort of thing. So I'm not sure if we're actually seeing debris or if that is just kind of dust and things like that getting kicked up, because we're also really close to the radar site. So it's easy to get some of that debris up there. Let me look again. Yeah. All right. So severe thunderstorm warning with that cell. So severe thunderstorm warning going, yeah, all clears going off on base. Yep, that tornado threat is beyond, that's beyond the base right now. So Fort Polk back here, there's your radar site. So we're really close into the radar site. And this is right over top of the radar, so that actually could be causing some small issues. Maybe some small hail moving in toward LeCamp, maybe through Simpson already. Let me look at the velocity from up here, from down in Lake Charles. So, you know, these don't appear to be like those deep supercells with the crazy rotation throughout. It seems like we're getting some of that shear that comes in and impacts the storm on the front side, on the eastern flank, and that's creating these spin-up tornadoes that are going to be quite possible over the next few hours. Down to the southwest, just a real quick look at this one coming into Cameron Parish, because we do have a confirmed tornado on that. It's going to be coming in just north of Johnson's Bayou. That's going to continue on to the northeast toward Hackberry. This thing's been on the ground for over an hour and a half and continues to push out toward Big Lake. So Hackberry, that area, the marina's right there. What is that? Spicers and I forgot the other one. There's, you know, the area. That's where this is going to be heading toward. And this thing's been on the ground since like League City, Texas. So I would not bank on that one weakening. All righty. Going back to this one. Now we do have a tornado warning on this one. Official NWS observation, 81 mile per hour wind on Fort Johnson. So that was... that's officially reported. We had 72 on Toledo Bend, 81 reported on base, and still lots of kinks in that line. Power out on Fort Johnson. Tornado warning now until 4:30 for Rapides. All right, let's go. Let's dig into that one. see this tornado warning because I know we're going to get a lot more viewers when the Rapides Parish sirens go off or when the phones blow up. All right, tornado warning for southwestern Rapides and southeastern Vernon Parish. That's with that cell that we've been watching. There was a confirmed tornado with this. Right now, I don't see this as a confirmed. So severe thunderstorms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage were located near Fullerton or near Pitkin, moving east at 45. This will be near Glenmora by about 410. Other areas impacted: Union Hill, Forest Hill, Calcasieu, McNary, and Woodworth, and then Interstate 49 between mile markers 58 and 81. I'm sorry. So pretty much from South Alexandria all the way down to the Cheneyville exit, that's where that's going to be. Severe thunderstorm warning up here in the northern part of the parish. Tornado warning for most of the rest of the parish. And these are the areas that, again, saw tornadoes just a couple of days ago. So, or tornado warnings, and in some cases, a couple of confirmed tornadoes. Let me look at velocity on this stuff. See what I'm seeing down here around Pitkin. That, I like to put it in motion, make sure it's not just a little artifact or some sort. And it looks like around Pitkin we do have something showing up there rotation wise. Let's not even fool with the debris tracker. It's not doing a great job right now. And yeah, that near Pitkin, actually, given the radar presentation, I don't think that would be a tornado. But we're going to get an angry looking shelf cloud to come in here to Alexandria here over the next little while. I'm just moving the camera a little bit to see where I can get the most dramatic view of that. But if you are in Alexandria right now, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning, not the tornado warning. It's possible that would change, but you can really see this thing's kind of bowing out up here and back into this area. That's where we're seeing a higher threat to have a tornado down in the southern part of this storm. I'm just trying to line it all up with radar, get it done the right way. All right. Okay, so to recap now, we have severe thunderstorm warnings for northern Catahoula. We have severe thunderstorm warnings for the northern two-thirds of Rapides Parish, for a good chunk of Vernon Parish. We have confirmed tornadoes, one in Mississippi, one here in northeast Louisiana up near Winsboro. Confirmed tornado, at least there was a confirmed tornado on Fort Polk, Fort Johnson, and tornado warnings down here crossing into Cameron Parish. That's for a confirmed tornado. So 4 continued confirmed tornadoes are continuing across the area. Those warnings are in place right now. I think we'll see a tornado warning, or we have seen a tornado warning replace the severe thunderstorm warning here in the southern half of Rapides Parish. That's where the strongest threat is going to be. All right, so this is what we have going on right now. Let's go to reflectivity, velocity. Just cycling through the things here. That's storm relative. Got to really kind of get down and get close in on this stuff. But again, it's just these little kinks in the line that we're looking for. That's where we can see a tornado spin up real quickly. I mean, it's just that kind of stuff right there. Doesn't look like much, but when it's that close into the radar especially, that's your inflow and outflow kind of coming together, and you can get these brief circulations to spin up. And given the wind shear in place and every other factor in place, we could see a strong tornado come out of this. So take these warnings very seriously as they approach your area. Let's go back to the camera. This is looking west-northwest in Alexandria, trying to get up over the trees there. There's your Coliseum right there. This is looking out, 28's going to be running like that. So looking more northwest. In fact, I should probably turn this a bit back toward the south. There we go. That I've altered the view on my end of things. But right now it's just dark skies. Lots of lightning embedded in that back there. Not seeing a ton of that because it is daytime right now. But there is a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the parish and a tornado warning for the rest. Just get you that. We'll show you the... Once I move that, there's a plane going in. You know who's on that flight. They are They're no doubt getting a show on the left side of that plane. Just a second. I have to see where that one's coming from. That one's coming out of Atlanta. So if you're, and it looks like they looped a few times too. They are going for it. All right, so let me go back. That plane landing from Atlanta. It's impressive. It's got to be a bumpy ride coming in. So I'm going to go back in here and look at this severe thunderstorm and tornado warning that we have in place here. Kristen, if you are listening, I need a phone charger. If you can do that for me, that would be lovely. But here's your storms right now moving into Rapides Parish. This warning includes LeCount, Glenmora, Woodworth, Forest Hill, every town in Southern Rapides Parish. I mean, Otis, Elmer, Heinston, Afman, Lewiston, Castor Plunge, Westport, Bethel, Blanche, any of those, you're in the tornado warning. Now, the good news is we have seen the confirmed tag go away from that. So no confirmed tornado on this right now, but still with a dew point of 70 and temperature of about 75, we have so much fuel for these storms that I think we're going to continue to see this threat through the next several hours as this moves across, or 2 to 3 hours, I guess I should say. I don't want to stretch that out longer than it should be. But the nice thing is once we get through this main line of storms here, that's when we're going to see things not calm down quickly, but the severe threat is going to go away because we're going to get that. Thanks. We're gonna get the instability to go away because once that downdraft comes in, it cools things off, and that is going to take away that instability. So this is velocity data right now. Not seeing anything jumping out at me saying that there is a tornado on the ground. There is a tornado warning in effect. I'll look at the Lake Charles radar. Get another look at this. I always like to look around, see if one of the radars might be missing something. And don't let, yeah. Yep, I was talking, just now mentioning. And that's just some noise, and that's probably a little side lobe contamination. We can talk about that later. But definitely a big time storm rolling right into Alexandria right now. So if you are, in anywhere in Rapides Parish, stay put for right now if you possibly can. It's not time to get out and do any traveling. Vernon Parish up to 2,300 without power, 5,200 in Sabine, 1,100 in Natchitoches, and 1,400 in Beauregard. So let's see, 1,437, 89. We're at about 11,000 power outages through those parishes. Already a few hundred out here in Rapides as these storms work in from the west, and that's of about 9 minutes ago. So we probably have some new folks without power. So it's good now to see we only have the 2 confirmed tornadoes. That other tornado up near Winsboro, still a warning around west of Tallulah, but the biggest issue with a tornado is going to be this cell that's moving into Cameron Parish. So if you know anyone who's down there to camp this weekend, going fishing out there around Hackberry or something, this is a uncommon tornado for this part of the state. It's not typical you see a real strong tornado moving into these marshes like this. It happens, but this isn't like a little water spout kind of deal here. This one is on the ground and has been for probably about 2 hours now as it continues to move in those marshes just north of Johnson's Bayou. Holly Beach looks like they're safe from this one. It's going to stay north, but it is going to cause some problems across parts of the parish. Velocity, I'm going to go back to the Fort Johnson radar. Seeing a little uptick in that. So again, things are going to happen quickly. I was talking about this the other day. 2-3 minutes between radar scans. You can get a tornado to develop and dissipate in 20 seconds. You can totally miss it on radar. That's why I like these cameras and like having that kind of setup, because I can see what's going on then. And I'm really nosy when it comes to the weather. I will tell you that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here in Alexandria. Pretty angry looking sky. I'll take my face off so I can sit back and stretch for a second. But that's going to be a pretty wicked time lapse, I think, as this thing continues to move through from the west. Again, frame of reference, there's the Coliseum right there. Pop my arrow up. There's a little shelf cloud forming. That's going to move on through the area, and I'm sure there are going to be some pretty wicked pictures of this stuff. All right, I'm thinking I'm going to... Oh, that was a nice lightning strike right there. Oh, another one gonna come out. Let's see, did you see that one? Yeah. All right, so we've had multiple lightning strikes there. Gonna get a ton of lightning out of this storm. So if you are out there, I see you traveling. I know you probably don't have me on radio, but you might have me on the phone. Just go home if you can. You don't want to be stuck out in this one. It's going to be pretty ugly. All right, possibly a small tornado showing up southwest of Calcasieu. Let me see. Let me see what you're seeing here. Yeah, I see what they're seeing. So on the velocity, it's just not looking that impressive, but we can see these quick spin ups happen here. Again, he's looking southwest of Calcasieu, near Union Hill. This is on that leading edge of the storm as this continues to surge on. You can see this part up here is kind of bowing out. That looks more outflow dominant to me, which means we'd have a lower chance for tornadoes. The higher chance is going to be further down the line, a little further south. Again, 2 confirmed tornadoes continuing, one in Mississippi, one moving into, what is that? Goodness, Cameron Parish. There you go, Nick. Possible TDS, roughly 9 to 10 miles southwest of Calcasieu. Looking at this, 9 to 10 southwest, so that would be just east of Fullerton. So around something like that. That's that area we were watching. So let me go. Let's see. Yeah, somewhere in here. That's where they're talking about the possibility of another tornado near Union Hill. So be careful if you are in that area. It's not there yet, but we're watching this this radar signature as it approaches. It's not. It doesn't jump off as something strong, but a tornado does not have to be strong to cause some pretty major issues. All right, so power outages continue to increase. Severe threat continues across the area. That tornado warning continuing until 4:30 for the southern 2/3 of Rapides Parish, most of it. Of oils, it's going to be about 6 or so when this gets there, maybe just a hair sooner, 5:30 to 6. And then it's going to clear out by 7, and we're going to go enjoy our evening. And hopefully none of this causes major problems. Yeah, that was likely a small spin up. And that's kind of what it looks like we've been getting. I was thinking there would be more supercellular issues like with what we're seeing over here and up to the northeast, what we had near Winnsboro, and then this one down here moving into Cameron Parish. But so far, it seems like mostly these have been right along that main line of stuff. And it's right on the doorstep, Alexandria. So Alexandria, Pineville, Ball, you are just about to get into this one, and it's going to get cranked up. And I'm going to actually open my blinds so I can watch this one come through. Just 1 second. Ooh. That wind is humming right now. So we have a backup generator. Don't worry about that. We did have confirmed tornadoes showing up on base there. I don't know. I haven't heard many reports except for there was an 81 mile per hour wind gust on base. So that means that this thing that's surging through Alexandria right now, it's going to really, really have some strong wind packing with it. So let's see. There's the outflow. There's this thing's going to come right overhead. And I'm just looking out west to see if I see any power flashes right now. So yeah, that's mainly what I'm looking for on the camera. Keeping the radar up here. Let me see if we have any new warnings on this. Yeah, that was an old notification I had. But yeah, that wind is really, really picking up in town here, and this storm is just about to move right over western Alexandria. Again, I live kind of right off Versailles here, kind of near Lark. So, if you're in my neighborhood, you'll get a real good idea firsthand of what I'm experiencing. And if I jump under the table, that's when it's time for you to do the same. But that wind is picking up right now. I can hear the roar outside as the straight line winds come in. Looking to see if I see anything that's saying, hey, there's rotation. And I don't see strong rotation. It seems like what we have been seeing are these brief spin-up tornadoes. I'm sure I'm about to get a lot of people that are going to be losing power, so please do let me know if you do that. But yeah, it's getting nasty up there, Ball. Southern Grant Parish, you're not in the warning right now, but this big surge of wind and rain is about to just come in like a wall here in western Alexandria. Those little surges right there are more likely to see straight line wind, and then when you get these little notches, that's where we could see a little spin up going on. Yeah, it's dark here. Yeah, dangerous storm is approaching your area. If you get that alert, it's an algorithm that we use that kind of puts together all the factors we're seeing. And in this case, what we're seeing is a damaging straight line wind threat, but possibly some spin up tornadoes along this line as well, which is better. I hate to say better when I'm talking about tornadoes, but it's better than getting, some big supercellular tornado that's coming right overhead. Just taking a look to see if any of the chasers are on anything big right now. Leesville camera still. Again, you can follow along any camera you'd like on the website or the Cenla weather app. I'm looking at this. I've got the radar up here, and then that way I can monitor this camera here on the other computer screen, and I'm going to do that because I want to see if I'm seeing power flashes or anything. But it looks like this rain is now overtaking the Coliseum. It's dark, it's windy, it's crazy out there right now, and we have this tornado warning, but I'd venture a guess that in most cases, this one's worse up in the severe thunderstorm warning right now. As you can see that line kind of bowing out right through town, and I think it's going to knock out power for a lot, and there are still a lot of people out there rocking and rolling. So hopefully you can pull off and get safe, because it's going to last about maybe 30, 40 minutes, then it's going to move right along. So this is going to be a quick hit. This is our big one here in Alexandria. After this, the severe threat is going to tumble. So Leesville, your severe threat is pretty much gone. Natchitoches, Manny, it's done. Wynn Parish, it's done for you as well. But east of that, we still have this severe threat that's going on. And not seeing any power flashes yet, so some slightly encouraging news there, but we are definitely seeing a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and these trees are absolutely swaying outside right now here at outside my window. Yes, the sun is going down and everything, so it's going to get darker, but I don't think this is really to do with that just yet. It's just dark, and now the Coliseum has disappeared. So, and when I say that, I mean it's behind the rain. But I'll just go ahead and pull the camera up for a second. Well, for a little bit, we can do that. So Coliseum was right there. It's gone. Rain is starting to fall here at the camera site. We'll see if we see any power flashes or anybody loses power. Actually, what I'll do is move this one a little left. That way, if those Christmas lights go out, that's a real good indicator. Let's see if they're even on yet, though. Whoops, they're not. All right, it's going to move around a bit, so I'll let it reset and do its thing. We'll go back to radar while it gets back to where it needs to go. But continuing on, the only game in town is really this storm here. It's still raining like crazy out in Vernon Parish and parts of Beauregard, but a tornado warning remains for Southern Rapides Parish, severe thunderstorm warning for Northern Rapides Parish. And like I said, as of what I'm seeing right now, while it does seem like there's the threat for an isolated tornado along this line, I think the worst of the wind and everything is going to be right up over Alexandria and Pineville and Ball with that Boeing segment that's coming over right now. And that thing is right here, just pushing into the west side of Alexandria. Rain's just now picking up at the house, and possibly some hail up there, probably around Rapide Station Road, as that more intense core is up that way. But wind is certainly cranked up with this storm. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45 p.m. I'll go back over to the camera for just a second, see if we, because earlier it was crazy to see what was happening with that storm as it came through Leesville. The wind does not look bad so far right there. I saw some pretty hefty gusts, but it does look like it's a little tamer right now. But once we get that really heavy rain to start falling, that's when we'll pull down some of those stronger wind gusts. Because it's not, you don't have to go up very far to get to 50, 60 mile per hour winds, and that'll get pulled down to the surface with ease. But there goes everybody just traveling away. I mean, I hope you're safe here. This could have been this storm. It's pretty rough, but definitely, I had visions where it was going to be worse than this today. It's much more dramatic with these Christmas lights that are just hanging. They just blow around like crazy. But that is a look across MacArthur from Texas Avenue right now. This is the Cenla broadcasting camera here in Alexandria. Looking out to the west, we have very heavy rain falling. It's not quite as blinding as what we were seeing earlier in Pickering and Leesville, but it's coming down and it's very windy out there. Let's see, northwest, okay. Cold, very gusty winds just arrived. Let me look at that. That's another thing I wanted to see. Okay, so in Alexandria, the temperature has fallen from 77 now down to 67. That's good stuff. That means your tornado threat is dropping. Now, we can still see some very gusty winds out of this, but when it cools off like that, that's when the tornado threat starts to drop. And it really looks like this is kind of becoming more of a squall line, bow echo kind of deal here as it moves on toward the east. And that's going to really accelerate this through. So once you're west of that initial big line of storms, once you're about 20 minutes deep into this heavy stuff here, that's when things are going to start to, that's when the severe threat really calms down. You can see there is lightning with this, obviously. I mean, 580 strikes, but this storm down here by itself has 488. So that storm is the one that continues to produce a tornado that is moving into southwestern Cameron Parish. I'm going to look at velocity for both of these, both of our areas. I don't see anything showing that there's anything tornadic right now close to home, but my goodness, this one in Cameron Parish, it's, again, if you have people in Hackberry, you're going to want to get a hold of them, because this is going to move very close to it. I don't see anything that's going to weaken this storm. There's nothing to the south of it interrupting the inflow. This has been on the ground for 2 hours now and still has a very intense mesocyclone with it. So that storm is a dangerous one for Cameron Parish, and further down the line possibly could come up and impact areas along I-10. So have that in your plans. If you do plan on doing any traveling today, you don't want to be out in that one for sure. Up here, a lot of rain, a lot of wind. I have kept power, though. It actually looks like that thing's becoming much more junky out on that front end. So we're not seeing those real intense purples and things like that. We're probably getting a little bit of attenuation with the radar. It's probably making it tougher for the beam to see absolutely everything. But because we have that very heavy rain and possibly some hail in there, and that's right over the radar site. So that can be causing some small issues, but still it's encouraging to see that this does not look as bad as it did perhaps like a half hour ago. And again, with it cooling off down to 65 now in Alexandria, that severe threat is going to be dropping. The main issue we're going to have is wind for the next 10, 15 minutes. It's picking up here again right now. And there's another big severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to basically encompass this entire line. So, oh. Well, that was a big gust. I'll bet you somebody lost power out of that one. So severe thunderstorm warning, a new one has been issued. Uh-oh, we just flickered. I don't know if it went out all the way. Should be good to go. I have battery backup on most of this stuff. Let me make sure. That's weird. I haven't heard a ton of thunder. The special center? Special ed center? Yeah, I'll come out and say hi to you guys again. Time to put clothes on. I have athletic shorts and a t-shirt. That's how I roll. But let's get the text on this severe thunderstorm warning that is now rolling through. Yeah, dew points down to 59 here in Alexandria. The one that's the big one they just issued there. All right, severe thunderstorm warning for Southern Rapids. Let me see. Okay. Gust to 48 in DeRidder, the Skycam earlier. Okay, so Southern Rapids, this is the severe thunderstorm warning that was just issued. This one's going to go until 5:15 p.m. This is for Southern Rapids, Evangeline Parish, Northeastern Beauregard Parish, Southeastern Vernon Parish, and Allen Parish. So this is a big one. Until 5:15 at 4:18, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 6 miles west of Glenmora to Longville, moving southeast at 60 miles per hour. This thing's going to get on you quick. And the hazard there is wind gusts of 70 miles per hour. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Now get ready for a long list of cities because the locations impacted include Chautauqua, Dry Creek, Cheneyville, Turkey Creek, Bayou Chico, Oakdale, Durald, St. Landry, Glenmora, Allen Parish Airport, Forest Hill, Sugartown, Beaver, Union Hill, Grant, Longville, Harmony, Chico State Park, Elizabeth, and Pitkin. So that's where this line is going to continue to surge toward the east. And once this thing sweeps through and gets out of the area, we are donezo with this event. And I'm hoping they get rid of that tornado warning soon. Let me see what we have on velocity. Gotta keep checking it. Yeah, right along that leading edge, that's where you're going to see your strong straight line winds and where you could get those little spin up tornadoes. And I say little spin up. I know it's a tornado. It's nothing little about it. But a new tornado warning's coming out for Cameron Parish again, so out of our area. This one's going to go to Calcasieu Lake and the Calcasieu Parish line. So again, while I don't have anything, I mean, while we have active weather in the area, including a tornado warning that I think is going to go away fairly soon, that should be allowed to expire. This one down here, very serious storm. So if you have people in Hackberry, in that area, right near, I believe it's the Ellender Bridge down south toward Browns, you want to be sheltered. And honestly, if at all possible, if you're in Hackberry now, that would be the time to drive up to Lake Charles. Get in the car, get out of the way of this one right now, because this one has been on the ground forever. I mean, for 2 hours, and continues to just make a beeline toward Hackberry. So used to dealing with hurricanes, and now you've got to deal with a tornado threat here as this storm continues to move toward the east-northeast. And if we follow along that path, let's see if I have a swath on that one. If I don't, I'm just going to never look at that product again. All right, I'm done with that. But we can look at the shear rate. So, okay, so here's your shear rate swath, and let's just follow this along. I mean, come on. It's exactly toward Hackberry. So Hackberry, Grand Lake, that area. I know we're talking really rural out here, a lot of marshes, a lot of nothing out there, but there are a lot of people that live around Hackberry, and I know a lot of people probably head down that way for the weekend, do a little fishing or something like that, and that storm has had a tornado for a long time. So if you are down here in Hackberry, if you know people in Hackberry, that storm is really dangerous. And there's no basements in Hackberry. So you want to be as many walls between you and the outside as you can, but you really want to be out of the way of this one, as it looks like a pretty serious tornado is on the way there. Now, closer to home, got to stick, up here to our main coverage area. I love seeing this. So that line is looking pretty junky up here. Down here is where we're seeing that thing surge out a little bit more. So let's go in and see what we have on velocity. We just have to see if any of these little blips are actually something out there. So over Dry Creek, it looks to me That I can't, confirm or deny it. It looks like that's probably the outflow coming out ahead of this. So hoping that's not some sort of debris signature there. But some heavy rain falling here at my house. It's much cooler. The wind has calmed down. Things are looking much improved for now. I'm just going to look at a model here in the background for a second. HRRR, just see what that latest run is showing. All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to just loop through this and take a look. Yeah, this is still moving out of the area by 7, maybe a shade sooner. Very intense system here, and you can see the potential of what this thing can do with this confirmed tornado that's been on the ground for a long time from south of Houston all the way into Cameron Parish now. But for us here, and I'm going to go with the Lake Charles radar just because that's not going to be as impacted by the storms that are going on overhead right now. But you can see that we're losing the purples and all that. I think we're getting more outflow dominant on this line. If I was chasing, I'd be peeling off of this and running away because I wouldn't think there'd be a visible tornado with it. So we still do have that tornado warning for a few more minutes. But just given what I'm seeing on chat, I would not be surprised to see that go away. Still a severe thunderstorm warning behind this supercell. This one is taking in all that inflow there, but that air mass has recovered enough around Lumberton and Silsbee, Texas. So that's going to come into southern Beauregard and northern Calcasieu Parish. Tornado warning continues for a couple more minutes, but then after that goes away, I think I'm going to lock in a little bit more on this southern storm because I just feel bad if I left y'all hanging. And it's gonna rain and thunder behind this, but remember, thunder is not the loudness of the thunder does not dictate how severe things are. And I will say this, Taylor, if you're watching, don't worry. The threat for a tornado is much lower and pretty much gone here in Alexandria with it being colder like it is now. So that is good. You want it to get cold. When that happens, that is a good sign. Still some heavy rain across a good chunk of the area, and I'm just waiting to high five everyone and hoping this tornado goes away. Let's see. Just watching what the chase crew is saying out there and what they're seeing. 55 south headed to the Louisiana-Mississippi border. The storms to the north are outpacing the instability and falling apart. That's good. All right. So, tornado warning. I'm thinking this one's going to go away. There is a flood warning now. That is just being issued for Rapides, Vernon, and Newton. We'll see that appear here in just a second. Let me pause this. We had a 64-mile-per-hour wind gust reported at an official NWS OBS report, so that would be probably out of AEX, 64-mile-per-hour wind gust, and I can confirm that. Oops. I'm going to do it a different way. Alexandria. Yeah. 43 gusting to 63. That's a pretty rough storm right there. We gusted to 59 in a separate observation. We had gusts from 47 to 63 over about a 6-minute stretch there from 4:14 to 4:20. Now 4:30, and there you go. High five. Tornado warning's gone. So for the first time in a long time, we don't have a tornado warning active in our immediate area. It looks like the southern end of this watch is where the worst of this is going to happen out into Mississippi. So Avoyles Parish in the next hour or so, it's going to get active for you. These storms don't look terrible to me right now. Like if you told me this is what the radar was going to look like up here at 4:30 on this day, I'd be like, I'll take it because, again, moderate risk for severe storms. We have high-end parameters in place to cause severe weather, but so far, those mini cells, it seems like they didn't take off until they got out to our northeast and to the southwest. These storms continue, but these are out of our area. That said, I do want to go down there because I know a lot of people have either a camp down there or just areas you love down here around Hackberry or people you love. So let's go ahead and look at this storm that is now closing in on Hackberry. This is your radar site right here. So we are looking at 1,500 feet up into this. Still a very pronounced signature on radar showing the velocity. Maybe it's not quite as good as it was a little while ago, and there are no complaints here. Still some sort of a lowering of the correlation coefficient tied to that. So there's not a lot of debris out there. It's mostly marshland. So, I mean, maybe some grass getting pulled up into it, a few trees or something like that. But that storm has been on the ground for a long time. It's embedded back into this line right here. So if I pull the velocity up, you can see, I'll just circle it and then we can see where it is. So there's your rotation. Reflectivity showing it's embedded in there, so you won't see this coming. You don't want to be in the way of this one because it's really, really held on to its strength over the last couple of hours. All right, let me get that out of there. So confirmed tornado there. There's our flood warning I was talking about. This includes a lot of Vernon and northwestern Rapides Parish. Unfortunately, my rain gauge crapped out today, so I was not able to... It's good now. It missed like the heaviest rain. Yeah. I've had over an inch. I know that. Let's take a look at the radar estimates just real quick here. It's not the most important aspect of this one, but some heavy rain falling that has prompted that flood warning. We saw heavy rain just a couple of days ago in this same exact area, which, as I said, is like the super highway of storms, it seems like lately. So from 1 to 2.5 to out here around Woodville, about 4.6 inches. These are estimates. They're not ground truth, but they're usually pretty good. And some areas are seeing over 3 inches out of that one. So that's what we have going on right now. Heavy rainfall continues. There are severe thunderstorm warnings, but let's see. Just a lot of wind gusts being reported. So I'll go back to radar, reflectivity, severe thunderstorm warnings continuing, and I'm going to stick with you. When it's quieter like this, I may take a second to try and not talk because I think we're going here now. I think I'm pushing 4 hours if I put the two together. But that's what we do. All right, let's see where, let me first off see which cameras I can, or which tabs I can get out of here. Okay, we can do that. Just don't want to be that confused. Got too much up here. Let's see with Timmer. I'll leave him up. Never know what he's going to find. Brett is, where is he now? I'm just looking to see where the chasers are placed right now, just to see if anyone's in our area. I don't believe they are. And I wouldn't be either. I'd be heading into Mississippi at this point to see what's going on out there. Down to 62 degrees in Alexandria right now. That's at my camera site there. So big time drop in temperatures. Winds still gusting as of 425 to 36 at the airport, but that has since come down. I'm seeing those wind gusts coming down a good bit. Let's see power outages. We're up to 1,168 without power in Rapides Parish. 716 in Grant, 312 in Wynn, 1152 Natchitoches, 4829 in Sabine, almost 3,000 in Vernon, and 3,500 in Beauregard. So I'm going to total this up real quick. 65, 11.3, 13.5. We have 14,700 without power in our area, roughly. Maybe pushing 15,000 if we add some of that stuff a little further east. So a lot of you are without power right now. We kept it here, had that one flash. Lost power in Wilshire Park, hail on Philadelphia Road in Pineville. All right, so these severe thunderstorm warnings continue. Lots of wind with these, straight line, but not seeing any sort of tornado threat right now. Hail off Labousse cutoff, very small, okay. Yeah, guys, here's the deal. When I'm doing this stuff, my goal is to give you the information. If I have to scare you by saying there is a tornado coming, I'll do it. But my main goal is to tell you when you can rest easy. And let's go ahead and do that. That's the part that's fun. I'm going to draw a line on here and tell you where I think you can rest pretty easy as of now. So if you are west, and I'm going to be cautious with this, but if you're west of this line, I think your threat for severe weather is done. Winfield, Natchitoches, Manny, Leesville, most of Vernon Parish, northwestern Beauregard, possibly, a little further south into here, but that storm right there could sneak in and cause some issue. Northwestern Grant Parish, Verda, up to Winfield, Natchitoches, Provençal, Chopin, Clutcheville, you're good. Toledo Bend, it's about to quit raining out that way. And then this is going to just continue to barrel toward the east. It's going to be a quick one. That's going to come through, produce some very heavy rain, gusty winds. We've seen reports of 81 miles per hour on base at Fort Johnson, 72 at my camera site out on Toledo Bend, and 60, I believe it was 64 miles per hour out at the airport. So that's multiple areas of severe wind gusts that were measured. I'm sure there's a lot more out. Power out at Kincaid. Ugh. Yeah, Lafayette, you could see a tornado later. And this is the storm I'm really watching. This southern flank here, this line down here, that thing has had a tornado for a long time. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that clips southern Evangeline, southern Allen Parish, and extreme southeastern Beauregard. That's just in association with this line as it moves through. Let's take a look at this, because right now I view this as by far the most serious situation in the state. That is a tornado that is heading toward Hackberry. And I'm going to make this a shorter lapse, but you can clearly see that rotation as it continues toward Hackberry. And all we can do is hope and pray that that goes away. I'm not even... I don't see it as well on the debris, but being out in these areas that are so sparsely populated, there's a lot of marsh out there, a lot of cows, things like that, but we're not, typically you don't have nearly as many trees as you have up north, so you might not have as much debris. So it's possible we're just not seeing that debris getting pulled up. But a very clear inflow notch coming into this thing with a confirmed tornado on the ground, at least as of not very long ago here, southwest of Hackberry. Let's see how far that is. So you're about 16 miles from this, and it's moving. Let me just get that warning up, and I'll just read it to you. Again, out of our area, but there's no need to not discuss this because this is a pretty intense cell. Okay, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located over the Sabine National Wildlife, moving east at 30, so that gives you probably about a half hour or so in Hackberry. Just had a really loud thunderclap here. So now that would be 15.6 as of last scan. That's to the center of rotation to Hackberry. This is going to be near Hackberry. Again, I'm thinking probably around 5 to 5:10. To repeat, a large and extremely dangerous and potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. This is Cameron Parish. This is out of our area, but we are going to watch this one as it heads toward Hackberry. Possibly trying to reform. You can see we had a little blip where it didn't look as good, but now it looks like that's going to be going. Maybe that's going to shove it just south of Hackberry toward those wildlife refuge areas where you can go crabbing on the side of the road down there. And then this is going to go right out over Big Lake as one heck of a water spout. And then it's going to come out here. And that's where down the road, I think this could become an issue toward Lake Arthur, possibly Gaydon, Crowley, Scott, maybe even toward Lafayette. That's way, way down the line. But that's going to be loud. Just a second. All right. Mediumly loud. But yeah, I didn't have thunder as the thing was coming through, and now I do. You see something there. I don't think that's... I'm going to go look and see. Yeah. So still, you can see it's kind of looks a little more solid now that this is getting away from the radar site. Heavy rain falling still here at my house in Alexandria. Winds look like they're about 10 miles per hour. So while we are in the warning here in Alexandria, it's just going to be a lot of heavy rainfall and possibly some gusty winds. But I'm not looking at a high tornado threat with this right now. Very linear system. If you get a tornado, it's going to be right on that leading edge, and it's most likely not going to last that long. Unlike this storm down here that we're seeing a very deep mesocyclone with, we're seeing a very solid tornadic signature with this one, and it's going to continue to move toward Hackberry and Grand Lake over the next half hour. Yeah, we need to talk about tornado shelters at some point, because I mean, to live in an area like this, it stresses me out that people don't have basements or shelters. It's a hard problem to tackle because I can't just go out and build 100 tornado shelters. But if you ever want to talk about putting something together where we can figure that out, I'm all ears, because I really think it would be a benefit, even if it is something you only use once, in 100 years. So, let me see. Well, I am thrilled to be able to do these updates. I'm telling you. There is not a day that goes by that I'm not thankful for my setup here and the life I lead. It takes one heck of a wife, I will tell you that. And she's listening, so brownie points. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue from Rapides through Allen, Evangeline, parts of Beauregard, down into Acadia, Jeff Davis Parish, and parts of Calcasieu. There is the portion of Acadia that's in that. And then these cells that are moving across the river. Get out of here. Let's keep it moving. Because while I love to talk about it when it's happening, I also, I'm cool when it's over with. And hopefully we slip through this one with very limited damage. I know it's going to be tough to survey the one on Fort Johnson, but I'm sure if there was damage, we'll definitely hear about it. All right, let me take a look at a couple of things here. See, I got a send law weather notification. I don't even know what it was. A dangerous storm is approaching my location. Well, I don't know, algorithm. I think it's just a lot of heavy rain right now, so I might have to talk to the algorithm about that one later. Okay. Let me... I'm trying to think if I have a camera. You know where I think I need one is Bunkie. It might be the next. Maybe I'm going to look for that. All right, now you're into the stream of consciousness portion of the live stream. Looks like maybe a little rotation right there west of Johnson Landing. Again, on that front edge of this, that's where we're going to see the potential for that rotation. Now, the tornado warning is not there now, but several severe thunderstorm warnings overhead. From Rapides Parish down through Evangeline and Allen. Take a peek at our tornado warning down here. I'm going to go back to the Lake Charles radar. Again, if you know anyone in Hackberry, now is too late. I wouldn't leave. That thing's close, and I don't want you getting stuck in it. But there's been a really strong rotation with this for hours now. And if anything, the nice part of this is it looks like it's kind of going south. And why I say that's nice, if you can get this thing to slide between Holly Beach, Cameron, and Hackberry, there's not much down there. I mean, that's a very sparsely populated area. So that would be great if this thing did that. And actually, in that last scan, look at that. That thing looks a lot weaker. Okay. Hackberry, you might be breathing a sigh of relief. We'll watch to see if this cycles again. It's always possible. Again, we're looking at small scale stuff. Being that the waters are colder, it could be getting some inflow that's that it was missing out on back here that's cooler, and that could be choking this thing off. It's looking a little more linear, so that's some good news, but still a storm that you want to seek shelter for sure in Hackberry. All right, back to this radar. New severe thunderstorm warning for Catahoula and Concordia Parish. I'll get you the latest on that one. That just came out 2 minutes ago for Concordia and the southern half of Catahoula Parish. At 4:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Archie. That's right near Texaco Town, or 11 miles west of Jonesville, moving northeast at 50. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail are possible with that one. Jonesville and Wallace Ridge around 4:50, Wildsville at 4:55, and Clayton by 5:15 p.m. And then that one, by 5:15 p.m., we're talking a half hour, and this one's crossing the Mississippi. So, again, it's like St. Landry Parish. You've got to look at me all day and think like nothing ever happens here. It's coming for you. It's just, we're seeing that line kind of come together there. So far, it's just been those spotty showers. We're really watching for these little cells out ahead of this. If those can develop, that's where we'd see a higher severe threat. But for now, it looks like mainly a straight line wind issue as these storms continue on toward the east, quickly toward the east at about 50 to 55 miles per hour. So with that said, let me see this. So I said 50 to 55 miles per hour. Let me just take the measurement tool here and go out 50 miles, 55 miles. That takes what's here in southern Rapides Parish, that takes that across the river in about an hour. And this down here, where it's not even looking as strong, 70 miles, so maybe an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. And so that means by around 6:30, that threat's going to be out of our area. It's going to push down toward the Baton Rouge area, Lafayette. You'll be getting into it by then, but it's going to be clearing the central Louisiana parishes, and that is when my voice will get a rest. But for now, we continue on. And if y'all are listening out there in the living room, I know you got food like 3 hours ago. You got to save me something. All right, so that's our latest warning. The warning for northern Rapides Parish has been allowed to expire. Southern Rapides and Evangeline and Allen still in that warning. Beauregard, you're still in that warning, but I'm thinking the threat is dropping there. Yeah, they're seeing the same thing I saw with that storm down in Cameron Parish. They have lost the tornado debris signature, so maybe this can go back to a regular tornado or severe thunderstorm warning, God willing. That would be beautiful. So that storm had me worried. And it looks messy now, and messy in a good way. It doesn't look as organized. Possibly getting that outflow out ahead of it. That may be what we're seeing. As that races out ahead of it, and this storm gets a little further north from it. Yeah, that's what's happening. So a sigh of relief for our friends down there. Not completely in the clear yet, but we like to see these positive steps. This line continues to translate rapidly toward the east, and these showers and thunderstorms are going to continue to produce very heavy rainfall and the potential, at least, for some severe wind gusts. Let me see on, I'm going to go into the cameras. Alexandria, it's still just raining. I think I have to go in and reset all of my observation tokens because they're all wrong. So I'm just going to take them off so I'm not confusing you, because that's part of the story. The fact that we don't have, that we have a lot cooler air in place now. Let me just, and you can see this, it's all accurate on the on the website and stuff like that. But in Alexandria right now, it's 58 degrees. So severe threat, tornado threat's over. I know we're still I think we're technically still in the tornado watch, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, when it's 58 degrees and you're post-frontal like this and the wind is swung around, well, that was a pretty lightning strike. Did that one show up for y'all? Let me see, I might be delayed a few seconds here. Unless that just happened. But we're going to watch it for a few seconds and see if that happens. But yeah, 58 degrees, your temperature in Alexandria right now. Dew point's down to 56. I saw it on the YouTube feed, so I guess I might have missed that. I might have blinked and looked away. We're going to have some crazy stuff that came out of these cameras today. Let me look. Let's go look down. And this is our lowest to the ground camera. It's on the roof of Stelli's there in LeBeau. And this is the area that's still kind of waiting on this storm to come through. And you can see those elements just moving right across 71 right there. That's 71 where the cars are coming down. And I'll take a look at this one a little later. Let's look at Leesville camera. Should be a lot calmer there. Yeah, looking better out there. Natchitoches, what do we got here? Well, we got an airport. Oops, went back to that one. Gina, that's what we're looking at there. And let's take a quick peek at Future Track. So this is what we wanted to see, these storms getting through the area, and they are going to exit quickly in the next hour and a half or so. Then it all moves down to the southeast, and I can sit back with my popcorn and watch my friends chase all that stuff at night like the crazy people they are. So here's your analysis of the radar right now. Strong gusty winds are going to be your most intense issue over the next hour and a half. These storms are going through Catahoula right now, about to move into western Concordia, departing LaSalle Parish, and then continuing toward the southeast here into Avoyelles. You're about to get it in Avoyelles. St. Landry Parish, you're also going to see that. Evangeline just now taking over in that area. So, yeah, it looks like they reissued that tornado warning but took away the confirm tag. Power loss, Avenue B. Temperature dropped in Effie. Yeah, when that temperature drops, when you feel that cooler air, that is a great sign. You can still get some strong straight line winds, but typically once that outflow outpaces the storm, you're not seeing inflow into the storm. That means your tornado threat is much lower. Marietta, Georgia, cold and rainy. I used to visit there quite often with my buddy. His mama lived there, and we would drive down as 16-year-olds. How about that? From St. Louis. Raining and lightning, lights flickering. Yeah, it totally, when this thing came through, it came through an hour or 45 minutes ago here in Alexandria. It looked like nighttime. Let's see. All right, so no tornado warnings are active. We do have the severe thunderstorm warnings continuing, and this is going to be moving into Catahoula. It's in Catahoula. Concordia next, then Avoyelles. You're not in a warning of Avoyelles. I wouldn't be surprised to see one issued. Yeah, but let's see the time on when these are going to end. Severe thunderstorm warnings until 5:30, 5:15. This one goes until 5:15, that big one. And then this one until 5:30 that covers areas mainly to the south. Also, there is a flood warning in effect. That is going to be out here in northwestern Rapides through most of Vernon Parish. But the rain rates are getting lower with time as these storms continue to very quickly surge onto the east. Let's go back an hour. Let's get an estimate from me here on the speed of this thing. So we're back at, wait, that's not an hour. That's a half hour. Okay, so that's where the front edge of that line was an hour ago. Now, 40, 45 miles per hour roughly on that. Some areas are moving a little quicker.
Is there a chance there was a tornado in DeVille? Someone put it in the comments.
Let me see here. Let me see. Someone, Kristen came in and said someone said something about a possible tornado in DeVille. I did not see that in the comments. Let me see. Power out on Woodson Landing in DeVille. Trees down, but all are safe. Okay. So trees are down. Let's go ahead and look back at velocity and see as this came on through. Not saying I'll see everything. Actually, I'm going to do this where I don't have to. Okay. Colleen. I mean, you can get something that spins up on the edge like that really quickly. In fact, that area near Argo and Acme, I mean, that looked like a little kink in the line right there. So was there a tornado? I cannot say for sure. These tornadoes, if we get a tornado on this kind of line here, it's going to be a very quick kind of spin up here. So you're saying tornado, you think in DeVille? Please do give me any reports. I see the trees down reported in DeVille. There is still a tornado warning down toward this cell that's moving in toward Hackberry. So looks much weaker though. But still, that is something to be aware of. Still a tornado warning with that one. But yeah, please do give me any sort of reports. I'm going to go ahead. Got to rearrange my life here. All right. In just 1 second, I'm just going to see if I'm getting any more reports on that. Okay, so sudden roaring, 1206. Okay, incredibly strong wind. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the chat and just let people know here. And if you could let me know when that happened too, that would help. DeVille. If you have trees down or damage, was that in the last few minutes? Was that 20 minutes ago? I would imagine it was with that initial surge right there. Tree fell at your house in Woodworth. The tips I get. She brought me tea and told me not to slurp. I mean, I get it. It's a respectable tip. All right, so heavy rain continues with this surge. This line here that kind of temporarily will bow out, and you'll get those real strong straight line winds to come out. Limbs down in ball. Okay, thank you. Good Lord, I wonder how many comments are on this thing right now. I have not even looked. Tree fell on a house around Pirates Cove in Toledo Bend. I believe that for sure. Southwest Rapid. Okay. Yeah, I won't do that, Heather. Don't worry. I get in trouble. I can't eat like ramen around my wife. I get it. It's the way it goes. So this is the area we're watching right now. That looks like your highest core of reflectivity, probably tied to the highest chance to see straight line wind. You could get a spin up tornado on the front edge of this for sure. And then we have that one supercell tornado that's been going on down here near Hackberry. That one looks like it might be pulsing up just a little bit. So again, actually what I'm going to do is do a damage report thread. So I'm going to get off the comments for just a second. I'll be live still. But I'm going to go and do that so we can have a nice clean place for the National Weather Service to find all this. All right, so that'll be an easier way for everyone to kind of figure out what's going on with all that and see those damage reports. It is posting right now. And I apologize. I see all the messages popping in and everything. There's just no humanly possible way to get to all that. All right, so severe thunderstorm warnings continue from Catahoula and Concordia down to Southern Rapides into Evangeline and Allen Parish. This line still looks pretty impressive, though let's check out lightning and see what we're looking at there. Not nearly what we were seeing earlier. I know we have problems out there, but I thought we were going to see more of this and less of this up here coming through the area. So So that's some awesome news right there for, again, not everyone. I know we have damage out there. Well, it says it's posting. Please post. I hope that posted. I think I have too much running at one time. I think this computer is about to go nuts. I wonder if I double posted, but I will check in just a second. No, I think we're good. All right, so we've got that one up. We've got the live. That's rocking and rolling. Making sure I didn't do a double. All right, I've got to sift through all these warnings to get back to my live. Man, we've had a ton of warnings. We've been live for 2 hours, 58 minutes and change, 150 shares, over 2,100 comments. Y'all are crazy. Thank you to everyone who makes this possible. Sponsors, subscribers, you guys viewing it. I couldn't do this for nothing. I wish I could, but I really appreciate the heck out of all of you that help make this happen. Subscribers, sponsors, viewers, all that stuff. You guys are amazing for helping me find a way to be able to get this information to you and kind of make it a job, but in the best way, because I dig it. I love talking weather. Alrighty, so let's see. Pretty sure Turkey Creek had a spin up. Let me see. Would be possible. That let me see here. Actually, that one looks kind of interesting. So let's go back a few minutes. Turkey Creek, yeah, there was a pretty good surge that came through there, and you can see that little notch. That would not surprise me. So please get me any damage reports you have if you have anything around Turkey Creek. All right. So strong wind and rain, no electricity. Pretty sure Pine Prairie, Turkey Creek just got a spin up, tree knocked down. Okay, okay. Multiple reports. All right, so multiple reports now. It looks like of trees down around Turkey Creek, power out in Jonesville. Looks like some damage around Kinder, perhaps. Power out in Jonesville. Rapides Parish, is it over? Eastern half still seeing some pretty heavy rainfall, but yeah, the worst of it is pretty much behind us. But yeah, I'm seeing that area that we're talking about near Turkey Creek. My power just flashed again. Come on now. We're not going to do that. Woodworth still has electricity. I see that. Thank you all for all the nice words. I truly appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Trust me, I wouldn't do this if everybody was just terrible. I can't handle that. I'm too thin-skinned. I'd get sad. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning continues on this. I would think that they're gonna add a new warning for St. Landry and parts of Avoyelles here in a little bit. That area about to cross 49 toward Morrow on 71. Bayou Jack, or as Mr. Billy would say, Bye Jack. I can't do it right. Bodock, Cottonport, you're in line for this. Again, potential spin-up tornadoes, and we're going to see, it looks like, some damaging straight-line winds for sure. Power out in DeVille, Gardner. My goodness, let me check the power outages, too. Got a lot now. Still only shows, well, that's because that's 40 minutes old. was going to say that thing is not updating. All right, let me go and check it again. There we go. 5,600 now in Rapides Parish. So I'm going to go through each parish and let you know what I'm seeing here. Sabine, 4,700, 1,200 Natchitoches, I'm rounding, 300 in Wynn, 800 in Grant Parish, 5,600 Rapides, 3,500 in Vernon, 5,500 in Beauregard, and 2,500 in Allen. So that's up to 17,1. 23. We are over 24,000 without power now. 24.2 roughly. So lots of power outages across our area. We have this area that's interesting to me right here, crossing 49. That's probably right near the St. Landry community, just north of Ville Platte, Augusta, DeGeneres, Morrow. You're about to see that come on through your area. Oops. So we'll see if a new warning comes out, and it looks like there is, that's for Cameron. And again, anytime I see those little kinks like that and these little weird things near gold dust, you want to be ready because we've seen a lot of trees down reported with this, a lot of straight line wind, and potentially some spin up tornadoes with this. So looking at reflectivity, there is a little bit of a weird pattern in there. So if you're around gold dust right now, if you're in Bunkie, I know you're not under a warning, a severe thunderstorm warning. Just go ahead and take your precautions because this line's packed a lot of wind, caused a lot of, it seems like a lot of trees down around DeVille. So if you're in that area, be on the alert there. Still seeing some heavier storms coming into the western side of Beauregard Parish. I would imagine they are behind the front there, though. So let me look at one thing. Whoops, dew points. Yeah, so that drier air has come into that area. So where we're seeing that storm, that's going to be more elevated. See the dew points go from the upper 50s to upper 60s to 70s there in southwestern Allen Parish. Behind that, where you get into these browns, that's where we are looking at the threat really dropping quickly. And I think this thing's lagging a little bit. So we're not seeing that update as quickly as I'd like, but still some storms that are going to be moving into western Beauregard Parish. You see there's not even a ton of lightning with that. Let me put this in motion. And that's just that northern flank of that, what was along the original front. I think this is kind of taken over as the main show, though. And again, this thing's accelerating quickly. We have, no, we don't have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Lots of, does anyone have proof of the tornado? You're trying to make a point to your husband? Well, it was indicated on radar. So that typically, when we see it on radar and we actually see debris on radar, that's when they go with the official, there was a tornado. I don't know. I don't know if there's damage. I, of course, haven't been anywhere. But I know on base it can be tough because they have a lot of those ranges where they do things and we can't get back in there and you can't get chasers back there and all that good stuff. So we shall see. But severe thunderstorm warnings do continue. Wind on 165 is bad. I would assume you're down in Allen Parish, perhaps even a little further south. But that looks pretty junky there. Although on that front edge, again, this area just south of Bunkie, that one has my attention. Okay, so we do have a severe thunderstorm warning coming. I was just about to ask him. There's going to be a new warning popping in for Avoyelles, Evangeline, and St. Landry Parish. So we'll wait 5 seconds for that to pop up. Mom, you're back. Lights out in Pine Prairie. Drive back to Shreveport from Coteal. Coteal's out here. I mean, you're out of the severe threat. You'll have to drive through some good rain, though. If you wait maybe an hour, it's really going to improve. There's that other warning I was talking about. Some very odd triangular shape warning here. It actually butts up against the New Orleans Parish County warning area, and that's why it's oddly shaped. But this warning includes Bunkie. This includes a good chunk of just looking to see something there. All right, so We have the severe thunderstorm warning for Avoyelles, a little chunk of Evangeline, and a part of St. Landry Parish. Let me get you the information on that one. I'm assuming this is just going to be a wind warning, a severe thunderstorm warning for wind. East Central Evangeline Parish and Avoyelles, as well as northeastern St. Landry, we have a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15 p.m. I could see that, yeah, that'll probably last that long in St. Landry. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Acme to near Indian Lake, moving southeast at 60. The hazard here is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and this is going to be near Cottonport, Bordelonville, Bayou Current, Mansura, Goodo, Bunkie, Hamburg, Lake Ophelia National Wildlife Refuge, Indian Lake, Morrowville, St. Landry, Whiteville, Big Cane, Melville, DuPont, Morrow, Palmetto, Simsport, Big Bend, and Krotz Springs. And whoa, we have a confirmed tornado warning, so let's get with that now. Hold the phone. Tornado warning. A tornado producing storm was located over Indian Lake or near Bunkie, moving southeast at 50. This was a very quick change. Tornado debris signature showing up just east of the St. Landry community. That is that is right across I-49. And that is going to be with this area right here. Pulling up that velocity data. You see in the last few minutes here. And this very well could be the same one that came through Turkey Creek. Let's go to the CC product. This is our debris tracker. I'm going to go back a little bit further west. Okay. Let's see what I'm picking up here. Yeah. Looks like that's what we're seeing right here, just east of 49. That is that area I was talking about near Gold Dust, St. Landry. It's moving east now toward Morrow and Goodo. This is going to cross 71. Let me pull up the real quick. I'm going to take a look up 71 on the camera down at LeBeau. So it would be back in here. Unfortunately, this one's not too high up, so we're not going to probably get a good view of it if it were on the ground. I mean, of course, we don't want to see this, but if it were there, I'd want to be able to tell you what's going on. But this is showing debris and a confirmed tornado now. This came through just probably right over Gold Dust and moving down toward Morrow and Big Cane in that area along 71 and Highway 361, that area, Bayou Jack, Big Cane, Morrow. What does that say? Dominguez Ranch Road. And then toward Lemoyne. And this is hopefully just a quick spin up that's going to go away, but we're going to have to treat this one with respect because it is a confirmed tornado now that is on the ground. Reflectivity showing a little bit of a hook in there. Velocity not showing too much, but I think we had a little better signature on that a couple of minutes ago. And that was that area I was talking about near Bayou Jack, or I'm sorry, Gold Dust, that was moving toward Bayou Jack, Morrow, Lemoyne, and Whiteville. So confirmed tornado with that storm. And that's our most recent warning out with this. So latest update. Let me see the debris tracker on this. Yeah, that looks, I mean, that's pretty buried back into the line there. And that's right with that velocity signature. So, yeah, tornado near Whiteville, near Morrow, Lemoyne. This should continue on toward the east-southeast. I think this stays just north of LeBeau. We have a lot of family down there, but we're going to be watching because this could take a little bit more of a dive that way. So you're under that tornado warning. You're going to want to seek shelter, guys, if you're the Stelly crew. Again, we've got that. I'm going to pull that camera up on my on the back end here so I can see it and not constantly have it up because I want to keep this radar up. These, I mean, I will go real quick just to show you just how incredibly fast these clouds are moving. These are moving across Highway 71. We're looking northwest at these clouds that are feeding moisture into this. Looks like a train is coming down right now, so you can see the lights right there. Yeah, that'd be a little nerve-wracking to be waiting on that. But I'm going to go back to radar. Confirmed tornado on the ground right now. And that is right near Whiteville and Morrow. So, Kristen, if you get any family reports, you let me know. But you guys need to seek shelter right now. Let's see. Ville Platte, there is a little rotation showing up there. Doesn't really look like that is tied to anything specific. That could just be a little noise on radar. Let me go back to this one. Whoops, I did not mean to hit that. Okay, so severe thunderstorm warnings for Avoyelles, Catahoula, and Concordia, extreme southern Allen and Evangeline. The big story right now is a confirmed tornado that is moving into southeastern Avoyelles and then northern St. Landry Parish. And this is moving right toward Morrow and Big Cane. That's the area we're looking at right there. It's about to cross 71. I'm not seeing anything on the camera. Dew point's still 71 down here, so it's very warm, very humid. Please do keep those damage reports coming. No, the warning in Vernon Parish is for, that's a flood warning. You can see how we get these little blobs of stuff that get kicked up here, but this one is actually back into the precipitation, so that is where we have the tornado most likely on the ground here that is moving right toward Morrow, right at 71, right by the little community center right there. That's where this is going to be moving into, and eventually down toward Big Cane, Bayou Jack, Taterville, and possibly Lemoyne, possibly as far south as LeBeau here, a little bit down the line. So we'll be watching this one as it continues on toward the southeast. Let me see what we have. I was hoping we could skate through without any more of these, but this is one of those days where you can certainly get something to spin up fairly quickly, and that's what we're seeing here on this line, that within about an hour, it's going to be exiting the area to the southeast. So really only Avoyelles, parts of Evangeline and St. Landry Parish, as well as Concordia is still in the worst of this thing, but we do have this one confirmed tornado. Huge wind gust in Cottonport, roof damage already. Y'all are going to have to give me the story on this person whose name I shouldn't say here, but I don't know. I keep seeing the comments about her. So, all right. Base velocity still showing something in there right near Morrow. This looks like it's becoming a little bit more of a long-lived kind of thing. That's your rotation right there. Very evident. See the shear swath. Yeah, that's not helping anyone. And that is where your tornado is. I'm going to go back a little bit here. Looks like they just issued another tornado warning. That might be they might be saying it's not confirmed right now, but we're going to consider it confirmed still because that's what we're seeing on that purple warning. That we're going to lean toward the worst case scenario in this one because we have had a tornado reported with it, or we've seen one on radar, I guess I should say. Let me see. All right, so tornado warning. This was 517. A confirmed tornado. So this is still confirmed. Confirmed tornado was located over Whiteville or near Morrow, moving southeast at 50. Flying debris will be dangerous. You know all that stuff. Get as many walls between you and the outside as you can. Get inside. Get away from this thing. Protect yourself. Wear a helmet. All that stuff. It's going to be near Big Cane and LeBeau, 520 right now. Palmetto, 525, and Melville around 535. And this is really the only tornado warning we have going right now. So it's real easy to see on the velocity right there. That's the area right there between Morrow and Whiteville. I don't know if that's the UAP road. Yeah, WPA road. I don't know why I'm thinking UAP. I'm thinking of UAVs or something. So the WPA road out of Morrow, that's where this would likely be, toward Whiteville. And then this is going to probably in the next frame be over 71. I'm just looking to see if I see anything at all on the camera out of LeBeau, and so far I do not. I'm looking up 71 out of LeBeau. Let's see. So I'm looking from about 7 miles down the road here, I guess. All right, about 9 miles down the road. So not seeing anything with this, but watching that very closely, and it does look like we have a tornado on the ground. So down the line here toward Melville and Sambo, Bolden, Palmetto, these have been going a little more quickly. These have been cycling in and out fairly quickly. These have not been that long term. You want to be ready, but I don't want you to panic out here. Just be ready to seek shelter. If you're along 71 near Morrow, Big Cane, that's where we're watching this right now. And that's where we most likely have a tornado on the ground. All right, so we do have another update. Looks like if anything, that might have taken a little bit of a dip down toward the south. Let's see what the velocity looks like. Now the velocity, hasn't looked that good in a while, and the last few scans have been decent, but now I'm not seeing as defined of a TDS on this. So TDS is tornadic debris signature. If you're wondering, getting tied up in the phone here. All right. So, yeah, not seeing any updated reports on that, but confirmed tornado warning for basically northern St. Landry Parish, southern Avoyelles. You're in this as well. Several trees down near Buckeye. Yeah, I've heard a lot of storm reports in that area, so I think we have a lot of had a lot of straight line wind come through there, or perhaps we had a small tornado move through very quickly. So we'll be watching for those reports, and please again submit those in the damage reports if possible. All right. So we have a confirmed tornado warning from southern Avoyelles into northern St. Landry Parish. It is mainly going to be tied to this area right up near Morrow. Storm relative velocity showing that we have something going on in here between Morrow and Lemoyne. The signature's looking a little bit rougher, like I'm not seeing as much of a clear-cut tornado debris signature with this one right now. But if you're near Morrow, Lemoyne, Rosa, down toward LeBeau, if you're in Taterville, you want to seek shelter. Bayou Jack, also going to want to seek shelter. I've never been to Taterville, and I've been down to this area a lot, I can tell you. Let's see. Is it going to be really bad in Simsport? Yeah, this line's going to come on through, and we're going to just have to watch for little notches like this. Those are the things I don't like to see. So you're going to get a lot of wind out of this. And then it's going to be a pretty quick hit, move on to the east, and hopefully we don't get any more of these purple blinker boxes here, because that is not good. That is a confirmed tornado report there. I'll put this in motion over the last hour, and we can kind of take the big picture view. but you can see that that line's really accelerating onto the east. It is crossing the Mississippi River now in Concordia Parish into Adams County and Wilkinson County, Mississippi. We have this moving through Avoyles. That is pretty, again, coming towards Simsport. Yeah, that's an area I'd really kind of be concerned about. You have the severe thunderstorm warning, but we've already seen these tornadoes try to spin up. Let's see. That's down near Creole, so we're good there. That another confirmed tornado near Creole. That's going to be coming out here in just a second. We'll see another warning pop in down south. But for us, we have that line of storms that's just kind of translating quickly to the east, and it's going to be exiting very shortly, but still severe thunderstorms and one tornado warning here across northern St. Landry Parish. Plocheville's out of power. See the damage report thread. You know what I need to do is pin this to the top. All right, now that's pinned up top. All right, cool. And I'm just going to look at the damage report thread and see if that's getting any traction, because that's where I want these reports to go. Oh, 246 comments in 25 minutes. Yes, I would say it is. Hasmuka Road had a tornado on it. Winds broke through and hit a house. Yeah, it looks like that area down 28, Hasmuka Road toward DeVille, got hit pretty hard. A lot of reports out that way. Tree went through your pool. Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to look through. I'm going to let National Weather Service go through all that stuff, but I'm going to go jump back into this one. All right, there we go. DeQuincy, you're clear. You're good. All is well. There's your confirmed tornado down there near Creole and Cameron Parish. Our confirmed tornado warning continues here across northern St. Landry. Let me take a look at the velocity scan on that one. I don't trust any of this right now. I don't think that's anything. I don't think that's... I'm kind of... radar can be a tricky one when you get these fast-moving squall lines like this. And when I see this, that doesn't look like anything crazy to me, but we have seen what have likely been a couple of spin-up tornadoes out of this already. So I'm going to continue to watch it all very closely, of course. And I've got my chats up and all that stuff. Confirmed tornado, Cameron Parish, crossing Highway 27 just north of the Intracoastal. So there's that confirmed tornado down here. Just take a quick look. That's where that one is, near Gibbstown. That's going to stay south of us. This one up here. Let me go over to this radar. That confirmed tornado. Earlier, it was up here around Whiteville, St. Landry community, that area, and has since moved down toward Big Cane and maybe as far south as LeBeau. Let me look at the camera. Lights are still on there. It's raining pretty hard. Not seeing anything damaging right now, so that's good. On the camera there at Stellies. Oops, not that one. Oh. Okay. It looks like they expanded that severe thunderstorm warning out of our area into Point Coupee Parish, into West Feliciana and Wilkinson County, Mississippi. Here in Alexandria, severe threat over. We might see a little blast of heavy rain, some more lightning with these cells out here, but I don't foresee that becoming anything severe. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue down to the south, east of Lake Charles, between Lake Charles and Lafayette, between Lake Charles and Crowley on Interstate 10. Let me see what that little individual cell might be trying to do something. I have no idea why that went off. You're welcome for all the weather reports. I love doing it. Let me see. I don't think that's a debris signature there near Simsport. That's just some debris getting kicked up on the front edge because of all the gusty winds that are coming out of it. Same here from Washington down toward Opelousas. This is a pretty interesting cell near Beggs, over LeBeau. I'll pull up the camera. I keep looking at it, so I'll just show you what I'm seeing on that. We're not going to get any sort of big grand view from this one, but it does show you what's going on down there at Stellies and LeBeau. Uh-oh, did I lose it? Because it was just, it was raining on that camera just a second ago. I saw the drops hitting. Might have taken a little power hit or something there, but not seeing it. Are y'all burning something out there? Thought I smelled something. All right, so that camera looks like it's not giving me anything right now. That is to be expected, though, when you get these storms to come through like this. Let me go. You smell that?
Mm-hmm. Or not.
Smells like coffee, maybe. Y'all are making coffee. Okay. Just thought we were burning the house down. Okay. Power outage in Oakdale. All right. Let me continue to look at this. Lost the camera in LeBeau as I was looking at it. Oh, there it's back. Okay. Let's go back to it. You good? All right.
Did I set you back up right?
No, you're fine. Yeah. Oh, I went to the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That is some pretty intense wind showing up on that camera right now. So this is the camera at Stellies and LeBeau. I'm going to look and see what our reading is on the wind out of this one, but that's a legitimate storm right there. Oh, wow. Yeah, it continues on there. So this is in LeBeau. Maximum gusts I've recorded are 32. I wasn't involved in the setting up of this camera, so I'm not sure where that weather station is placed. But there is a tornado warning here. There is a very strong to severe storm overhead right now, and we are seeing some really strong wind gusts out of this one. So this is the storm right over LeBeau. We could typically see cars going up and down 71. Not seeing that now, just seeing sheets of rain going overhead. I'm looking on radar here on my phone just so I have that up and I can see what's going on there. But yeah, that storm is really, really cranked up over LeBeau right now. I'm going to keep it here for just a second because with that light there, we can actually see a pretty good view of this. But that looks like a supercell that's kind of peeled off out ahead of the line, and that is creating some very heavy rain and some pretty gusty winds here. So we'll stick with this one for just a second. At Stellies in LeBeau on 71, great plate lunches, amazing people, great little community store, and it happens to be our family's place, and they are seeing some really rough weather, and all of them live within a few miles of this. So that's why I want to keep this up right now as a tornado warning is ongoing for this storm, and that is some pretty heavy action happening right there at this site right now. This is, if you're going down 71, you go like Cheneyville, Bunkie, then you hit the little turnoff to go to Big Cane, then you hit LeBeau down that way, and then you have, I think, about another 16, 17 miles to go to get to 190, and the power went out. See that power flash, lights are gone. Okay, I'm going to need reports from the family down there. Let Kristen know you're okay and all that good stuff. I'm going to go back to radar now because, oh, there it popped back. Looked like power went out there for a little bit at least. But that is a strong storm that is moving right over this site here on 71 in LeBeau. Lots of lightning and obviously some strong winds with this as well. All right, let me take a look at, and you can follow that along again on the app, on the website. We have these cameras streaming live for you right there. Not seeing a really crazy signature on this one right now. Let me look at Lake Charles. But that storm looked like it was kind of curling up there. This is the one over St. Landry Parish. We had a confirmed tornado earlier, and And at the very least, we have some really strong winds with this one as the storm continues on toward the southeast. No warnings on this out here in Evangeline and western St. Landry Parish for now. We have that tornado warning for northern St. Landry. I've got the camera up here, so I'm watching that. And then Avoyles Parish, you have a severe thunderstorm warning that includes Simmsport, that includes Bordelonville, Mansura. You're on the back edge of this. Big Bend, Broussard, Hickory, Cottonport. You're in that warning as well. Let me see. Just going to go back and see if I don't see any sort of debris signature with this one. I don't believe I do. All right. And we just had a gust up to 45 down on that at that site in down at the site in LeBeau. So winds really, really whipping down there. You're going to see power outages out of this. Let me check the number, the count on those power outages right now. These are always delayed just a little bit, but we have a ton now. I'll give you the broad picture on the radar, put that in motion, and I'm going to just go through parish by parish in our area. Sabine, 4,500. Natchitoches, 1,200. Wynn, 300. Grant, 800. Rapides, 6,700. Actually, 6,800. 3,500 in Vernon. 5,600 without power in Beauregard. 3,800 in Allen. 1,954 in Evangeline. St. Landry, it shows 17, but that number's coming up. Avoyles, 584. LaSalle, 77. 30 in Catahoula. I don't think yeah, it says they track only 103, and then 1,000 in Concordia. So I would think Catahoula has more. But this storm here looking pretty interesting as it hopefully is about to exit our area. But that's the one I've been watching on the camera here, watching that Stelly camera. If it's still going. Yeah, it still is. Highest wind gust still at 45. Still seeing some very heavy sheets of rain coming down there with this storm as it continues to have a threat for a tornado. But at the very least, we're going to see some damaging straight line winds out of this line. We're going to see power outages increasing as this thing sweeps through St. Landry Parish, out of Avoyles, and then eventually out of Concordia. And once these warnings are gone, y'all, I'm out of here. I am done. I am going to go and I'm going to eat something and I'm going to sit there and stare at the wall for a few hours. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm not going to talk because I don't think I can anymore. All right, let's see. Okay, it looks like they continued one of the tornado warnings. I just need to see which one that was. That is the tornado warning for the one near Gibbstown. That's near the Lacassine National Wildlife Refuge, moving east at 35. So that one continues. 5:30 p.m., so 8 minutes ago. The tornado warning remains in effect until 5:45, so 7 more minutes. Located over LeBeau or over Palmetto, moving southeast at 50. And this will be Palmetto, Melville, Krotz Springs right now. Actually, Krotz Springs, it's going to be a little later. But that is the storm right there that we're really concerned with. And just looking at the camera down there, I'm most certainly seeing a lot of rain and wind. But, well, now I don't have it looks like I might have lost it. Might have gone out. So I'm gonna retry this with, if you're ever having issues with this, try to, with a camera, you can sometimes get the SD feed up. It's not HD, but I'm going to try this in SD and see if I can't get that up. Might just be out. I can see the power being out with this one. Yeah, it's not fetching the video. So it looks like that camera's out. Looks like we have lost the LeBeau camera for now. Up here in town, I mean, I can actually, I can look out. Let me just, here, I'll go over and see what the last frame was on the LeBeau camera there at Stelly's. Yep, looks like we just lost power to it. And then here in Alexandria, just want to show you this real quick. Oh yeah, you can see some light on the horizon there. clearing skies. Toledo Bend, come on. How beautiful is that? But we still have some severe weather to get through while we are closing in on the end of this. There still is that tornado warning for northern St. Landry Parish. Max wind reports 81 out on base at Fort Johnson, 72 at the Toledo Bend Bridge on Highway 6. That's where my stuff is, and 64 here in Alexandria. Those are the ones I've heard so far. Opelousas, you are not in a warning right now, but you have those heavy rains and winds that are about to come through. I'll put this in motion. But that is a pretty solid line of storms there. We'll have to watch these little kinks right here coming up out of Acadia Parish, because that's where we get these quick spin-up tornadoes. And I could see them going with a tornado warning for parts of Acadia and southern St. Landry Parish here in the next few minutes. We'll just have to see what they do with that. Looks like I have another. I'm going to look, and these could be comments. Multiple reports of trees down in the Ruby and Colleen communities. All right, so yeah, Ruby, Colleen, DeVille, a lot of power outages out that way. A lot of damage that we're seeing show up in these reports. So we still have the tornado warning with this storm. We still have another one that showed up here for Point Coupee and for West Feliciana Parish. That is as this storm crosses out of Avoyelles into those areas. Like I said, this area of extreme southern St. Landry Parish, I think you're probably going to at the very least see a severe thunderstorm warning show up here in just a little bit, and we'll be watching for that closely. Let's see. I am related to the Stellies by marriage. I'm not that cool. I wasn't born into it. I do need a break, but that's I am getting through. We are doing this. We are going to make it all the way through. We are at I don't know. I think this is 137 consecutive hours. I see some of you giving up. We were up at like 2,800 earlier. We're down to about 900 now. I get it. I think I might have even tuned out of myself by now. 2,500 comments though. My goodness. Y'all are all over. Eunice getting rocked. Yeah, that's about right. That severe thunderstorm warning clips that little part, that little extension of St. Landry Parish right there. That front side stuff, that's where I'm looking for the potential to see some quick spin-ups. Not seeing it as good on the Lake Charles radar, so that's at least a little bit of good news. I'd love to not see a warning come out with that one. That would make my day. So we still have tornado warnings in effect for another 2 minutes for northern St. Landry Parish. It is looking less and less like that's probably on the ground right now, but we're going to be watching that very closely. Obviously, we pull up the Fort Johnson radar, and it looks a little rougher out there. But once we clear this, once we get that front through your area like Simsport, it's got to be cooler by now. So you can still see those downdrafts, the strong winds and things like that. But I don't think we're going to see. We're not going to see a threat that's going to be continuing into the night or anything. This is going to be cooler air rushing in with this front. That knocks away the instability. And that's it. I mean, you might get some rain behind this, maybe even some heavy rain, even seeing a few heavier showers with a few rumbles of thunder out there in Vernon Parish, but there's no severe threat with it. So once this line gets through, we are looking much better. And once that outflow of that line gets through, so it's like you don't even have to get through the whole line, but that first 20 minutes or so, that's when things are going to be at their worst, and that's when you're going to see that chance for severe weather. 178 text messages. I don't know how they think I'm going to see those. Started out in shorts and now needs sweats. Yeah. Cottonport, there was a tornado ripped the roof off of a home. Okay. Let's go into this. Still some solid rain there. Now, the severe threat should be gone in Cottonport. Of course, that doesn't matter if it ripped your roof off, but you should be able pretty soon to get out there and kind of assess the damage and get to starting on that recovery effort. But I think we're going to see a lot of areas of either weak spin-up tornadoes that cause big problems or strong straight-line winds on the order of 60 to 85 miles per hour that can treat things like a small-scale tornado would. So still that one tornado warning going. I'm just Okay, so the confirmed tornado is on the southern edge. Okay, so they're talking about this storm down here. Confirmed tornado with that storm out of our area. We do have we've taken that tornado warning out of the fold here, so that one's gone. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Avoyelles and northern St. Landry. There is also a little chunk of southwestern St. Landry Parish as well. It's gotten cold in Simsport quick. Yep. The severe threat has basically crossed out of Concordia, for the most part out of Avoyelles, and then probably half of St. Landry Parish. Now I am going to watch these storms as they try to come up, but we're getting a real good push to the east with this line, so that's trying to keep things a little bit at bay. Just a big scale view here, getting some more tornado warnings up into Mississippi. Going to be a long night there. These isolated cells out there south of Jackson, probably coming up, just east of Brookhaven. We have tornado warnings there. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the end of this broadcast coming into focus here. So we're down to 840 in here. Let me see. Once this warning goes away, the only real concern I'll have is extreme southern St. Landry Parish. And if we don't have a tornado warning on that, I might go away. We're getting here. Okay, you're in Broussard, Youngsville area. Okay, that is the tornado that is on the ground. Let's take a look at this since we don't have any other tornado warnings. Oh yeah, that's a nasty looking one. So this is the one that was threatening Hackberry earlier. Looks like it actually really weakened as it was moving across that area. And now we have a real solid signature with this one that's going to be moving across Lowry toward Gaydon. And just continue on to these communities, maybe down the road, Kaplan. It doesn't look nearly as crazy as what we were seeing earlier, but there is a tornado in there with this one right now. So if you're in northeastern Cameron Parish, if you are in Gaydon, Riceville, Lala, Mulvey, those areas, you're about to get hit by this one. I don't know if it's still going to be a tornado, but the warning could be extended, and you'd need to watch for that. That is out of my area, so I don't want to confuse the issue and start doing a lot of coverage for other areas because it's not something I can do all the time. My voice could not handle it. I see people do this for 12 hours on end. I don't get it, man. That's not me. But look at this. Tornado warning starting to pop here in Mississippi as that line continues on to the east. Severe thunderstorms. The warnings continue back here. That one goes away at 6:15. No, that's going to be gone before that, or should be. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to keep watching things. If we get another tornado warning, I'm going to come back in. But with the severe thunderstorms, with the worst of that front line kind of going through, with the cooler air rushing in behind this, I think the chance for a tornado warning is very low in the area, except for maybe southern St. Landry Parish. But Avoyelles, you're getting out of this. St. Landry, it looks like another half hour or so, and I'm just going to sit here somewhere and not talk and look at it. And I've got the button. I'll push it. I'll be on live in 10 seconds if something does pop up. All right, I'm out. I will see you back here tomorrow morning, hopefully. Hopefully I don't see you again this evening.